What's up, everybody?
Hello.
It's us and +1. We are the Paper Dungeon. It's been like a month since we've been live, and we're here to play some D&D for real today. I will be your DM. I'm very special and important.
Not as special as in important as the guest.
No. We want to make sure that we have an order, Grant.
We have a plan.
What?
We're going to start with our socials. Lydia is going to do our
typical of
socials.
Hi, I'm Lydia.
bad
We
at
have social media. You can check us out on TikTok, Instagram. We're sometimes on Twitter, but that's the Grant's job, so don't count on it.
Awesome. We also have some stuff that DJ is going to tell us about.
What's up, guys? While we've been gone, you guys have been killing it in the Discord. Drew has basically become a verified streamer through our Discord. So if you like Drew, like everybody should, just go hang out with him like every single night as he loses at Elden Ring. He does it a lot. Also, if you guys want to support our stream, there's a number of different ways that you can do that. There's Ko-Fi. Do we still have a Ko-Fi?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. There's Ko-Fi, there's Patreon. We also have a lot of merch. And so go check out our website, paperdungeon.com/merch, I think is how you do that. And go grab one of those. We got beanies and shirts, sweatshirts, all this great stuff. And yeah, overall, we just love you guys. We love it when you hang out in the Discord, and definitely keep doing that.
And then Grant, who's paying attention without a doubt, is going to talk to us about his thing.
What
Grant?
Hey,
Huh?
everybody who's here, who's watching on YouTube, that's my thing, and podcast.
Yes.
So happy you're here. Come see us live sometime. Am I supposed to introduce the guest?
No, we went over this.
Okay.
God.
Do I introduce myself?
I was
What's
about
happening?
to say, I'm sure that you knew or noticed if you're watching. Brill
Drop
here.
your prime sub.
This is Brill. This is
I
our
hate
guest
you, Grant.
today.
Thank you.
Brill, if
Hi,
you would like to
welcome.
introduce yourself and do some plugs for what all you've got going on. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, MBs of all ages. I am Brill from DumpStat, the most dangerous man on this planet. A sweet menace here to destroy the Paper Dungeon because they invited a monster into the house, and that is a mistake. Through pure sexual charisma, I will turn this stream upside down and make sure that everybody has a weird and lovely time. Patreon.com/DumpStat Podcast is the best way to support us, but we also have merch on all our platforms, especially Dark Dominion, which is over on 5% chance. It is a horror stream, I've been told. I haven't been there much, but I think it's a lot of fun. I've only been there twice. There's only 2 episodes. But go check that out. It's going to be something big. We have Maisie, Eldridge Author, Scarlet, Hythrall, my roommate Alaric, which is weird, and then Coin Trick. It's a very scary campaign, and I think you guys will enjoy it, so go check that out. And remember, Wu-Tang is for the children. All right, back to you, Dave.
God, that was so professional.
Such a good
Why are we
intro.
so bad at this?
Wow, he made us
Oh
look
my
shabby,
God,
didn't
that
he?
was
To be fair, our gimmick is that we suck.
That's true.
That's the worst. That's a horrible gimmick.
It used to be a gimmick.
Okay, well, God,
Anyway, I don't know how to recover from that.
Dog, I could
Change the
DM for
title.
the next
Also,
4 hours.
I don't have to
without
DM
you.
tonight, so
I should also make mention, if I blink twice, I need help, so please, somebody.
Don't
Continue.
believe
Yeah,
please.
let us know.
definitely.
Back
Yeah.
to you, Aaron.
We don't have an intro because this is a fun one-shot, but a little
Yep.
bit of an overview. This one-shot will take place in our main campaign world. At this exact moment in time, there's been kind of a 3-year time skip from where we last were in the campaign to where we will be picking up in the campaign in like 2 weeks from now, I think. In the
2 or 3
well, it's the
weeks?
duo shots. We'll be back live again in 3 weeks.
Yes.
So, in that kind of 3-year gap, our adventure in the world of Nico Muris takes place. All around the country, a kind of a missive has appeared on different message boards and bounty boards that contains the following message. A valuable item of mine has been stolen. Requesting heroes to retrieve it as soon as possible. You must be skilled in some regard and be of both strong stock and will. The rewards are 1,000 GP, the Chestnut Blessing, and the adventure of a lifetime. Signed, the Chestnut King.
Oh, no.
Yes.
All of your characters have honestly done a whole adventure of their own to kind of meet up at the same location. I could spend an entire 4 hours saying how you even get there. You traveled through canyons and caves and forests, fought wild beasts, who knows what other things you encountered. But you are now standing in where you think is the Feywild? In a strange forest glade, and in front of you there is it looks like a garter snake, about 6 inches long. It is wearing night vision goggles and a skin-tight, like, tube sock, like, wetsuit, almost.
Nice.
No.
Nice.
How can you
And-
present me with this and then tell me not to swear? Oh my goodness. Okay, I got this. I will
You
be.
got it, bro.
I will
Stay
be
strong,
we're
bro.
here
We
with
believe in
you.
you.
First off, would you like to describe what this snake is seeing? I will start with the first name that's directly above me on my screen. Lydia, could you please describe what's going on here?
In front of them, they see a younger drow woman. She has long white hair. It's pulled into like a sleek ponytail. She does have like these bangs going on. I'm still getting used to the horns. And then
I'm not.
someday. And then she's got like these dark garbs on, but she has this kind of trench coaty thing to her.
Like
And
a
when it
duster.
flares out, you do see the inside is just filled with colors.
That's incredible.
She has a like bow on her back. And she's just looking around, taking in all the surroundings.
Fantastic. I'll go directly to the left. Drew, what's going on?
Oh, it's me. So he sees an Azamar with kind of a bluish gray skin with what?
It's close enough.
Nothing. I'm sorry. Nothing. I'm sorry.
I've heard it both ways.
I'm
With
sorry.
bluish gray skin and also kind of lighter gray short hair, wearing leather armor and a cloak. Guy. What else do I have to say? I'm sorry.
I think you covered. I
paying
think
attention
you're
to the
good. I'm gonna go straight down now on my screen. DJ.
This snake would be looking at this hunched over, frail looking Kenku woman. She probably was like, 5'4" or so in her heyday, but has shrunken down to like a solid like 4'11" as she's hunched over so much. She's got a little cane, a crook. She's molting all the time, and so she constantly has feathers like
Just
flaking off of her,
falling
and
out.
she's definitely bald on top. She has these ratty, terrible robes that have not been replaced or washed in who knows how long. And she just walks around with her little hunch as 2 or 3 feathers kind of float off of her. Somehow it's also like she's graying as well. She's like usually like raven black, but somehow she has like graying feathers. You don't really know quite how that works, but yeah, just this super old Kenku woman.
Next up, we have Brill.
It's just so awkward to do this right after the other bird person.
That's why I did it this way.
Please tell
So-
me you're a bird person.
So this snake wearing latex sees a rather well-to-do and very snooty-looking owlin, one who
Yes.
has kind of head-to-toe dressed in a much more professor-like gear, very old-timey with a lovely watch. The actual attire is a lovely velvet, dark velvet, not Joker velvet, by the way. Don't touch it. But like a nice cardigan, something that your professor would probably most likely wear. The only thing that he's also wearing atop his head is a lovely top hat, because of course he is, and his actual feathers, which are non-existent because I am playing a reborn Owlin who is undead. So in the very
Nice.
same way that you might see an owl-ish skeleton, that is basically what you see from this character. He is kind of actively documenting the surrounding area, just to the fact that he seems to have found himself within the Feywild, and he seems to be a bit flustered by it. And I would also like to make mention, he doesn't seem to actually have any wings. So it doesn't seem like flight is on his radar. But then again, it wasn't on the Kenkus either. So I think we're good.
Yeah, just on par.
I hope that your constitution is like a 6, because you're literally just hollow bones walking around.
That's crazy because it's a 39 and I'm the tank. I drank
For a
milk
split
and
second, I
my
was in
bones are strong, sir.
Exactly. Last but not least, we have Grant.
Uh-huh. My character's name.
Well,
Did we do? Yeah, we did names,
describe
right?
your character.
Okay. The snake sees a tall, built man, and this man is wearing just pretty much, as far as you can tell, a very long apron that's bright white, and he's not wearing a shirt under the apron, and it wraps all the way around his body and his legs to the ground, and it's tied with a big knot, a big like white rope ties it together. He's not wearing a shirt per se, but one odd thing is that you can tell, at least the snake can tell, that he has no eyebrows, no eyelashes, no arm hair, no any other sort of visible hair. And this man has a tall chef's hat that's big and floppy at the top, like a muffin topped, chef hat.
Yeah.
And it's very tight on his head, right above where his eyebrows would be.
Well, if he doesn't have hair, we know that we aren't in a Ratatouille situation. So I think that's a definite
very good
benefit.
point.
Oh shit!
I mean, you
should
can't
have
see
gotten
under
the
his
top
hat.
hat. The top hat might make a Ratatouille happen. No, we can't have that. We can't have more Ratatouilles. That's a plague. That's how we get disease.
So he's standing there and he has a giant frying pan. Like the handle sticks out like super past above his shoulder. And he has just a giant iron frying pan on the back of his back.
Excellent. So before you is this little like 6-inch snake. And you guys actually entered the clearing all together. Just somehow managing to arrive at the exact same time, just walking out of different areas of the forest, and had a little bit of time to kind of get to know each other. So you would know each other's names. We'll get more to that in a little bit as the snake appears, kind of slithers onto a stump. You don't notice it for a couple of seconds because it's just a really tiny snake. But then it kind of grunts, which is weird because it's the same volume as the rest of your guys', but it like does a like cough thing.
Quick question.
It doesn't have hands, but it coughs.
Okay, but it uses its tail.
Yeah.
Quick question. You said this was. I'm sorry. I think you cut out. Is this thing 6 inches or 6 feet? I
6
heard
inches.
6 and then nothing else. It could be 6 miles as far as I'm concerned.
It is a
6 inches.
snake.
So it's 6 inches.
Not a foot long. It is below
Okay.
a foot.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I think that's a very average snake. I wouldn't exactly. call it
Absolutely.
small.
And so this snake kind of looks at you. You pause in your like muttered conversation, and it goes, "I suppose that you're the ones who responded to the missive. If you would all come with me, we can go to the designated rally point. My name is Snake. If you're wondering."
Now,
And
was
we're
that-
supposed to assume that you're the one that put up the missive.
No, but my employer, the Chestnut King, sent out the request.
Quick question, just a quick one. Your name is Snake,
Yes.
Yes, I
And
was going to
you're-
ask about that
Mhm.
as well.
and you're a snake.
And your snake.
Yes.
Are you Kenku, and are you Drow, and are you some other thing? Like what? What's
Human.
the naming convention here? Did your mother name you that? Was your mother's
I
maiden
never knew
name
my
Snake
mother.
as well?
It's rumored that I'm actually a clone.
Oh, well,
I don't even know how to process that in real time.
right.
In a way,
That is
aren't
a
all of us
big
just
drop.
clones?
That is a big drop to
Illusion
just drop
is
on
the mother of
strangers.
philosophy.
You
I mean,
should
you've
have seen
seen
my
one
other
god of
brother,
snake, you've seen
also
them all.
named Snake. But that's
you have a
besides the
brother
point.
named- Okay,
I've
right.
misplaced
I
my
suppose
with you
that
guys.
learning all of your names would be pretty important because I'll need to have you sign them in an agreement on this contract.
Okay.
I just noticed the contract. Thank you for pointing it out. With
it's
your tail.
it's really
What is he
tiny.
holding it up with?
His tail.
It's on
Okay.
a tree. I don't know. I just
We're gonna ask
pictured
that
he just-
anytime.
I pictured him pointing to something behind him, like nailed to a tree, just like, it's over here.
That's actually way better than having a little tiny clipboard. He points over on a tree. There is a little clipboard.
I'm here to
Um,
help DMs everywhere.
Well, thanks for that. You don't need
Well,
to
if
sign
it's-
your actual name, but it would probably be important for the rest of your associates to know it. Even an X or a check mark would work fine.
Okay.
She hobbles over, and then in like literal chicken scratch, scribbles
Yeah.
philosopher.
There's a little wooden pencil that hangs on a twine rope next to it, so you just write it on there. Basically, the contract just says that anything that you acquire other than what is known as the Staff of Autumn is of your own right to keep and maintain. Also, reward
Interesting.
would be 1,000 GP, the Chestnut Blessing, which I'm not sure what that is, and the Adventure of a Lifetime is listed as a physical reward. You're not sure why or how, but it's there.
Is there a section that says physical rewards and like emotional rewards? And it says
No, there's no
Emotional
emotional
rewards.
rewards.
Emotional reward.
We never get any emotional rewards. Dang it.
Mr. Snake, you seem
yes,
lovely.
just
you seem
Snake.
great. Yeah, just Snake.
Mr.
Yes.
Snake is my
I don't
father.
know why. I don't know why I gendered it. That's on me. Can I just take the rest of my my new friends? Hello, new friends. Can we just go?
Hello.
Can we just go team huddle that way away from the snake for just 2 seconds?
Of course,
Right,
that is within your
okay.
right to do so.
Thank you. And don't slither, bro.
I have a call to take anyway. Colonel, what's going on?
I hate this.
Yes.
I love it so much.
Philosopher
I just love it.
slowly follows
Philosopher.
behind everybody.
All right, so my character, who is yet to be named, who knows who it could be, tries to lean in to team huddle with all of you. People, lean into your
Yes,
camera.
yes,
Say
huddle.
hello.
Yes.
Get
Okay.
close.
Hello. Yes.
Hello. We're getting intimate all of a sudden.
Yes, it's
alright.
happening.
What are you thinking?
Well, here's the thing. Hi, my name is Dr. Van Houten. It's very nice to meet you.
Hello.
I was kind of just thinking we could. I mean, I don't. I feel a little bit uncomfortable making a contract in a Fey area. We could jump the snake.
Philosopher leaves for a second.
I think
like
it's very
jump over
unnecessary.
the snake, like jump rope over the snake. Is that what?
No, and I'm gonna pick up a rock and make a smashing motion.
Oh, like
Yeah. Murder. Yeah.
I think that is.
I-
I think killing the worker of our employer is a poor decision.
Philosopher comes back, points at her name already on the contract.
I would also like to say,
philosopher.
me and Chef Peter, I've cooked for the people all around the world, people of high esteem.
Mhm.
If this is for, in fact, a king, right? Then I'd very much like to meet this. And if it's the Chestnut King, maybe he has a little bit of exquisite flavor profiles that those exquisite people would enjoy. So
Yeah.
let's avoid killing
Yeah.
the snake. Thank
You know what? You persuaded me. Never mind. No snake murder. Snake, you can leave.
Okay.
Good. You know, I'm glad that we were able to make our
All
first
right.
decision as a team.
Yes. Do I sign contract now? Like, what do we?
Philosopher like at least
I'm on
hands
it.
you the contract.
Okay. She-
Yes, Drew, you had a question first off before you get too far, Lydia.
But I had a really cool thing I was gonna do.
You can do it. Hold on. This is very important. Don't blow this.
no, now Drew's
any
trying to
of
do
us-
something.
Have any of us heard of the Chestnut King before?
History check. I was waiting for it. Lydia, continue while he rolls.
So she actually reaches into her coat, and then her hand comes out and it's got a little bit of paint on it, and she finger paints a flower onto the contract.
Crayola fingerprint
completely
finger paints a
qualifies.
flower onto the contract.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. Also, yeah. Please state your names as you sign this contract, because everyone can see it.
Oh yeah, this
It's
she
very
writes
obvious.
Crayola color.
That's
But
adorable.
spelled real weird.
It's spelled real wonky though.
It's spelled in a way that we dyslexic kids hate it.
Could you please wait? Can you see it? Could you say it out loud
Do you
what the
want me to-
spelling is
you want me
for
to
the
spell it out?
podcast?
Okay.
Yeah.
Crayola Keller is Krayollah, and then color is Kelyr.
Crap, I just got it now. Damn, that took a while.
I love it. I love
That
it.
took way too much. I should have seen it with the paint.
Drew, looks like you've got a number for me.
That would be a 10.
This is you. Strangely enough, you have heard of the Chestnut King.
Okay, cool.
The Chestnut King is not an Archfey,
Okay.
but in kind of an Anakin way, he is a master, but he's not on the council. Like, he is a very well-known Fey. He's known for being very kind, a very good king. In general, the people like him. There was an assassination attempt roughly 3 to 4-ish years ago on his life, but a group of adventurers managed to discover who that was. Snake
Nice, Aaron. Nice.
appears ready for you. You two have yet to sign the contract. I'm assuming you do, and as you do, could you please tell us what your name is? Drew,
In the fanciest cursive you've ever seen, big swoops. It's like, and he says out loud, Chef Peter. Yeah.
My character just walks over and in very, very small but neat writing, he just puts Kineros.
Nice.
Say it one more time.
Kineros.
I'm so glad
say it
that
again?
you said it, because I was
Can
not going to
he
pronounce it like that.
roast?
Wait, say it again.
Kineros. So
Um,
it's spelled. Let me.
Kin Eros.
Oh,
Yes.
boy, let's
Are we? Oh my
Let's
god!
take as much time as we
spelling
can.
wise
God,
is
guys, I've got a game to play.
Qeiros.
Snake appears ready for you as he begins to slither, and he says, if you've all signed the contract, follow
I
me
gotta
to-
do it. Wait one
Oh,
second.
hold
Snake.
on.
One
Wait a second.
moment.
I wasn't
I do
watching.
need to spell every letter of my name. My full name is going. I'm just gonna write it quickly. It is going to be Dr. Dolly Van Houten.
Dolly Van Houten. I love that.
Yes, after Dolly Parton, naturally. And
Obviously.
I'm going to sign it very swiftly and then kind of look at the snake and lean in just quickly and go, it was almost your time. And then kind of walk over to the rest of the party.
He looks at you and says, actually, my life is on a biological counter. I could die at any
This
second.
is hurting me.
Philosopher will
noticed
come
that-
over.
Sorry, go ahead.
Philosopher will come over and just lean down and go, the flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long. And then like pat Snake and then kind of back
He
off.
weeps.
Oh. I noticed that Brill is playing in our canonical world. So
Yeah.
mentioning Dolly Parton and whatnot, this has
Dolly
just
Parton is
become a
canon.
whole lot better.
Dolly Parton,
Dolly
is canon
Parton
in every
was the
D&D
first
world.
bard.
Dolly
Dolly
Parton
Parton.
invented music in this world. Confirmed.
Yeah.
You're welcome, everybody.
Oh no.
If it's out of my mouth, it's canon.
Snake kind of begins to slither and says, follow me. I'll fill you in on the way. As you're walking, because I don't want to tear apart my voice. First of all, on several trees on the way there, you find a number of things. First off, you get what appears to be a little like medallion or token that when you touch it, it turns into one of those stamps that you would
Nice.
get like at a fairground
Yeah.
to say like, hey, you have passed for the day. You also get a pouch each that has a matching symbol on it. And then you gain a literal chestnut. Looks just like a normal chestnut. It is explained to you the goal here, how exactly you're going to recover this item. There is a festival, the Festival of Feasts going on in the Feywild. It is being held by a dryad who has stolen the Staff of Autumn as kind of a way to show her power and that she now has it. A couple of strange things occur here. First of all, you have this pouch. This pouch is a token pouch, and it is a communal token pouch. There are games and challenges scattered around the festival grounds that when you complete, you may acquire a token. These tokens are vital for you because at the end of the festival, the staff can be stolen. And those who have the most tokens are eligible to steal it. They will give you a benefit that I will tell you at that point in time. He also tells you, hey, when you're doing these challenges, there is a potential to gain bonus tokens. There are 3 types. There are skill tokens, ability tokens, and technique tokens. Out of game, you would know that skills would relate to like athletics or sleight of hand. Abilities are normally going to be saving throws.
Okay.
And then technique is going to be things like combat or, in chef's case, cooking. There is a 4th special type called a bonus token. These don't relate to any skill. It is unknown how you acquire them, but they can be given out at free will. You must have one of each type of token, excluding bonus tokens, to qualify to steal the staff.
Only
You
in
also-
the Feywild is the reward that you get to steal something.
Yes. You also cannot die while you are within the festival grounds.
Great.
Yes,
Don't tell me that.
there is no death involved. Now you do notice that there is a liability portion of the thing that you signed, which says we are not liable for mental damages.
Dang.
Because
As you get hurled through hell
physical
like 7
damages you
times.
can get through, but the mental ones you may never recover from.
That's
That's funny.
bring on the
also-
scars.
Since you have a communal token pouch, since you are a party, you can only gain 1 token per challenge. So if one of you succeeds on the strength challenge, you can't gain another token from that challenge. Unless it is a bonus token, and then you can still only get 1 of those on average.
I see. I
Yes,
see.
DJ.
Much like the grandma that doesn't understand how technology actually works, Philosopher thinks that this pouch is solely her pouch and the other pouches aren't connected, and she's constantly like giving away tokens to people to like use, like the party members.
Like, here, take this token.
Here, take this token, go play your game and stuff like this.
You actually don't have any tokens. It works reverse. When you win a game, that's when you get a token.
She thinks she's putting it in her bag, but instead of putting it in her bag, she just goes and puts it in other people's bag because
and it's still in yours. It's just an
and
infinite
it's still
supply.
in hers, and she just keeps.
We'll
going.
cross that bridge when we get there because I got a
Speaking
whole
of
skillet with your name on it.
You guys end up, this the perfect lead-in, Grant. You guys exit the forest and see a massive chasm and a single wooden rickety bridge that leads across to basically an island. It looks like the island is completely like chasmed around it, and you see that there is a massive curving mountain on kind of the right side of this big island in the middle of this ravine. Snake finishes kind of giving you the explanation, which to be summed up is get tokens. The more tokens you have, if you are in the top 2 of tokens, you will be in the quiz show at the end of the night. After that quiz show, there will be a moment to steal the staff. Steal the staff, get your rewards.
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you.
Yes.
Hear the
Drink their
lamentation of
blood.
the snakes. Absolutely.
Blood
It's not
for the blood
enough
guy,
to
bones
simply
for the
defeat
bone
them, but you
throne.
have to break them so bad that they'll never challenge you again.
Yes. Become a
in the
conquest paladin.
Fae, they like
paladin.
chaos, right? So theoretically,
Exactly.
by messing everything up, we're actually succeeding.
Mm-hmm. He literally, as you get to this bridge, he says, now remember, this is important once you go to steal the staff. There's a process to thievery. However you manage to steal it, just remember, they're Fae. Anything goes. Do
Anything?
whatever you have to do.
The most beautiful
Specifically at the
experiences
end.
we can have is the mystery.
Pretty much.
And Philosopher just makes her way across this rickety bridge.
It looks like we might have to cook up some trouble. Starts across the bridge.
He
Hate
would
what you
wave,
just said.
but he doesn't have hands, so his tail just kind of does the snake thing.
I boop his snoot with a little bit of red to give him a clown nose.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you can all enter the Isle of Autumn. You look to be basically the last group to enter this island. Because as you step onto it, there's a brief warning alarm. And you immediately, like literally as the last of you takes their last step onto the island, it fully begins to shift and move along this ravine very slowly. Since in the Feywild, the sun does not move, it is position locked to like summer and winter. Okay. In order to simulate time, it appears as though they have found a massive stag beetle, because that mountain isn't a mountain. It's the massive horn of this bug.
Nice.
No.
Ew. A bug?
Yes, it's a massive stag beetle.
We're touching a bug?
A stag beetle?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait, a question. Sorry. So there's this giant stag beetle. Is there dirt atop said stag beetle, or are
there's like a wooden and stone platform that has been constructed on its back. They're not on like pure carapace.
I was just worried our greasy toes were walking across beetle. I got scared.
Well, hopefully you're wearing shoes.
Did you poop your pants, Brill?
I will if we keep talking about beetles.
Beetles are scary, dude.
You're basically on
They're
a giant
spooky.
Heracross, if that makes you feel any better. Like
you know what?
Pokemon.
No.
Pokemon always makes me feel better. Never mind. It's not a beetle. It's a bug type. Thank God.
Gotta catch them all.
But yeah, in front of you this is literally the size of a whole island. Like it is a country. But you do notice that there are doors systematically located across these festival grounds that above it just says the hub. But right now you are actually in kind of the entrance field. There are signs that point you in various directions. I'll start in the top left. Chef Peta, could you please roll a D4 for me?
Oh, absolutely. I would love to roll a D4 for you. Let me get out of my little box here.
Oh gosh, I'm throwing
And
dice
that,
all over the place. Oh jeez.
2.
2, eh?
Yeah,
The
I
first
got a 2,
thing
Mr. DM. What more
that
do you
is
want
very
from me?
apparent to all of you is this is a high profile party. Because in this kind of entrance area, you see basically a palanquin.
Nice.
Like it's a good word, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those ancient thrones being carried by people, except instead of a person on this throne, it is just a pillow with a massive.
It's a pillow.
It's a pillow with a massive greatsword on it. All of you instantly recognize this. This is an Archfey. This is Bahanan, the Lord of Blades.
Yeah,
that is just a fully sentient sword.
Is that's awesome.
Yeah, theoretically, it could animate itself, but it hasn't chosen to move in the last 3,000 years.
Could it just be a normal sword?
Shut up!
Yes.
That's blasphemy. Blasphemy.
I can
Son of a
immediately see
non-believer.
you are very interested in this, Brill.
May I walk
gonna
up
try
to
to steal
said
this
sword and perhaps?
There are.
Yes, go pick up the sword.
There are like guards. Like
Okay.
these are beefy, just massive, jacked elves.
I'm
all
going.
carrying-
Cathers.
Not
I
as
will
I-
Jack
allow you
Scatter.
to make either
Can
a
I-
stealth or sleight of hand.
May I please roll insight to see which of these lads is the beefiest and/or the strongest?
You absolutely may.
Thank you.
I'll go up to Dr. Von Houten, and I'll just whisper in his ear, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it." Can I give him advantage or anything like
I'll
that?
let
Can I
you-
inspire?
I'll let you-
I only have one bardic
I'll help
inspiration,
him
so I don't
on
want to.
the
I don't want
next,
to waste
the next
it.
D20 roll that you make. After
The D20 roll that I made was a crit, and I'm going to lean into my
Nice.
friend over here and immediately go risk it for the biscuit. And are
That
we
dynamic.
bird friends? Yo, I like
We're
that.
bird friends, bro.
You're bird buddies.
one of you is approaching death, and the other
pals.
one's already encountered it.
But so anyways, that is a 20 for the dumbest thing I've ever rolled. Insight to see who is the beefiest and the strongest of the elves that I can parse
It is definitely, you would think that it would be one of the ones leading the palanquin. It isn't.
Right.
It's the one shouldering the most weight, the one in the middle. On either side, they appear to have equal rank. They might even be twins. They are standing at a strong 6'7", probably approaching 300 pounds of solid muscle.
That's
Just shaved head,
300.
like shredded. Like
Is
it
he-
is.
Is he?
It is
back,
beefy.
bald,
Is he
elf.
just-
Joey's full.
Awesome.
It is. They are one solid muscle. You're not even sure if they have bones.
Love it.
They're just Catherine's
Ew,
traps.
There's Cather's traps were on vacation.
This is becoming kind of body horror.
It really
No
is.
bones, just
No
muscle, just a
bones?
pile, a mountain of
This
muscle.
is the Fae.
This is the Fae. I would like to cast
fair.
Charm Person on the strongest boy.
Absolutely. Does that just increase or advantage on?
He,
Or
he
do I have
has
to roll a save?
He has to. Yeah, he's got to roll a save.
I can
as
never remember.
As Van Houten walks up and tries to do a Jedi
Van
mind
Houten.
trick on him quick.
Let's
Absolutely.
go.
He is an elf, so he'll have advantage on this.
And I'm in the Fae. Why am I charming people? This is a terrible idea.
You got it. You can do it.
What's your DC?
That's going to be a 14 there, Chief.
Okay. Manages to succeed.
Okay.
I rolled very low, but they do have a +8 to this.
Of course they do.
So they kind of look at you and they go, Sirrah, you are approaching Bahanan, the Lord of Blades. What be your request? Why must you enter his divine area?
I have been chosen to wield him as his new successor. I heard it in the clouds. Do I need to roll a deception?
It's true. I heard
They-
it too.
They look at you and they say,
I also heard this.
Any who
I
believe
heard.
themselves worthy to wield Bahanan, Lord of Blades, may of course attempt to take up the mantle. They descend to one knee. The ones at the beginning actually go full into like a plank form to make it like a kind of ramp to the sword. And you're presented with Bahanan, Lord of Blades.
Holy crud, you just did that? Also, thank you, Let's Not, for the gifted sub. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Enjoy your
you-
emos for too long.
Oh,
too.
jeez.
Philosopher will go up to.
No way! I
Twin
looked over
Arrows.
just in time.
I saw it too.
I
Would
missed
you
it.
please? Oh, geez. I am debating. I will let you choose. Would you rather make a
Thank you for the 5
Right.
gifted Fae. That's
charisma
crazy.
saving throw
Oh, thanks, Faye.
or a charisma intimidation check?
What was the first one? I'm sorry, you cut out for a moment.
Charisma saving throw or intimidation check?
Charisma saving throw or okay.
Do you want to take offensive or defensive? Is what I'm asking here.
Wait. I don't know why you kept cutting out for all that. Can you give me the ultimatum one more time? I love
Okay.
you. Thank you. I'm
You
so
have
sorry.
two choices.
Love
Thank
you.
you. It's
Option
binary. and
one.
I'm boring.
Option 1, charisma saving throw.
Cool.
Option 2, intimidation check.
Intimidation. Okay, so they're
Yes.
both out of charisma. Okay, cool.
Yes, both are charisma.
I think that's what I was doing. You know what? I'm going to try to intimidate the sword, but I am going to kind of look at the rest of my party, especially to the lovely Drow, who is like, "Yeah, no, I definitely
I heard
heard
it.
that.
I
I've heard this.
And I'm going to lean in and I go, okay, I think if we get the sword, we're already on a great start to getting tokens. You know what I'm saying? If we're able to get there, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm going to try to do this, but if you guys want to back me up, maybe pull my shirt, whatever you got to do. I'm pretty sure if I end up being worthy, however we got it, they're not going to question it.
Oh, I believe in you. Didn't the cloud say it?
You're a good person. Okay. Ignore everything I just said. Ignore
Okay,
Wait, wait.
Ignoring.
Did we hear what you were saying?
I
Or were
I
you
mean,
just taking a trail?
I mean,
Just making sure.
I was saying it pretty out loud to the rest of the party, so you guys
Am I
all...
still ignoring you now, or just that last part?
Okay. I'm learning something. Well, what we can do is I'm going to be worthy. That's true. I'm going to try to intimidate a sword.
Absolutely.
Great idea.
As he goes to do this, I go around to the other side, so I'm facing the doctor, and I stand up to my rickety old as high as I can and spread out my cloak a little bit. I go, even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. And then I shoot my gun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That accomplished nothing. How are you
but-
doing there, Brill?
I loved it. So thanks for the
what was
gift,
that?
Skyros.
Oh, the roll I made to intimidate a sword was a 17.
17. That is pretty good. You're dealing with an Arcfey.
Yeah.
You step right at, you saunter up to this blade. You grab it, both hands. Your mind is immediately brought to an endless battlefield made of blades.
Oh my god.
You are paralyzed in
And this
midair
throne of-
as they begin to rise from the ground and cut through you, surround you in this whirlwind of
Oh,
swords.
wow.
You attempt to inject your will and mind to tell it to stand down, and for a brief moment, some of them do pause, before eventually your whole body is pincushioned with various implements of war and destruction.
Are we?
Immediately die.
I was about to say, are we in the no death
Wait, are you
zone?
Real?
You see his eyes close, his whole body goes,
DM. To
and
be
he-
fair,
he just falls over.
to be fair, I was gonna attempt to do something before something like that would have happened. Hence me raising my hand.
Well, I wasn't
Yeah.
looking.
Also, King's Karen,
Thankfully-
thanks for the 10 subscribers.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah,
that.
10 gifted. Thank you,
Um,
Kings. That's huge. And 50 bits from
you-
Wonder. We love you.
You feel your soul leaving your body, and the little token, the token of the festival, kind of glows red hot, and suddenly your soul is just shoved back into your body. You wake up, and you didn't actually take any damage. If you had, this basically functioned as a power word kill.
Nice.
So you are still at full health and everything. You're gonna have dreams of this
So
for
you're
a
not
long
the
time.
worthy one.
I've seen
That's
things. I
okay.
wasn't worthy. I
You're
Yeah.
not the
Yeah,
worthy.
and
Yeah,
it,
okay.
the kind of guard on the pound queen says, "No worries. It was a valiant effort, but our faith shall not waver. One day we shall find the rightful wielder of Bahanan, the Lord of Blades. Now,
they're so hot.
we must go to the frozen ice section." Start to, like, carry this palanquin
They
across.
just go into the frozen ice stand.
They're just gonna go get shaved ice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
You are now presented with an option. You can either choose to run. There are the signs that direct you to kind of where these sections would be for either skills, abilities, or skill abilities and techniques. Where would you like to go? There's also the hub area, where you can see whenever someone opens one of the doors, they're literally just a door frame with a door, and sometimes it'll open and people will appear from behind it, and it appears as though there's some kind of like central tavern or meeting place called the hub.
I would
That
say that we should
most
go-
likely lets you kind of crisscross across the grounds a bit easier.
Let's go to the hub and see what's going on.
Hubba hubba.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I died. I'm back.
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah,
you
you're
weren't
back.
worthy.
Yeah, I have a
Short
question
work.
for you. You died and you came back. Taste this. And he gives you like a pinch of salt. Taste it now. I need to know.
I'm a skeleton, so coming back from the dead is kind of normal. This is disgusting.
Wait, can you taste at all?
No, it's all ashes in my mouth. Being undead is terrible.
Darn. I was hoping that maybe coming back from the dead would change a flavor profile. If that was the case, then maybe we could discover a way to bring people back from the dead if the tastes are better.
Or
Just
you
a
could
thought.
just kill people instead of giving them their terrible food.
Then they can't taste anything. And my
Exactly.
food isn't terrible. It's the best
Oh.
in the world.
I don't
Best
know.
in the wild.
Tastes
I'll
like
never
grit
get
to
over
me.
this.
Are we going to the hub or what? This is starting to feel like a college
Yes,
campus. I'm
hubba,
getting
hubba.
anxious.
I start
Hubba,
walking to the
hubba.
hub.
Hubba hubba.
Awesome. You guys open
Phosphorus
a
slowly
door
follows.
that's just kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's next to a fountain, kind of cattywampus to the border of it. You'll get used. I say a lot of weird words.
He does.
I just hope I'm not cutting out 24/7
everything
for
wrong.
all of you.
No, that's definitely a me issue, by the way, for the
Just-
cutting.
I just-
That's
Oh,
all.
laugh.
thank God. This
You're
is the
good,
first
man.
time it hasn't been
Hellos.
me. But you open this door, and there is a kind of open air pavilion. There is also what would be considered kind of a beer garden, but they only serve water, which you think is very strange because it's not like they don't have alcohol in the Feywild. But you see there are 3 exits, other than the multitude of doors that kind of endlessly span outwards from this pavilion. One of them says skills, one of them says abilities, and one of them says techniques.
Great. Let me grab a D4. Skills.
Skills,
If I
eh?
could fit,
I
meeple.
just start walking over to skills.
Um,
And there she goes. All right. Follow.
all right. You go through the skills exit. You enter into almost across the back of this massive Heracross, this massive bug type. And there appears to be, well, it's an entirely stone brick area, except for plots of dirt where there appear to be wooden, like, men and women that are what you would define as warforged, except entirely made of wood.
Nice.
And some of them have, as part of their bodies, various games, and like one of them is the classic like arm wrestling robot that
Oh.
like you have to beat in an arm wrestle. You see
just-
2 that are connected by what appears to be a tightrope. And other various ones are moving around and kind of assisting with games. You do notice that not very many people are actually playing the games.
Oh, that's a shame. We better change that, shouldn't we?
But
That's
on the
probably
bright side-
they're deadly.
On the bright side, that means no lines.
Hey,
This-
let's go.
This gives me very like Robots the movie vibes. Like going into
Another
Robot
obscure
City.
reference from DJ.
Um,
that was a popular movie.
I love robots.
Basically, how this works, the skills will only require 1 straight skill check. I have things written out for every skill check in the game. If you would
Interesting.
like to name a skill check to attempt, you certainly may.
Now, is
Yeah,
this? And
performance.
are we doing this all separately or together, or is that up to
You can
us?
choose to show up. I suggest spreading out because you don't gain multiple skill multiple tokens from
Correct.
the same game.
Okay, the first thing I
Um,
go to is insight.
You go to Insight, Philosopher. You're going to Performance.
Performance, please. Yeah.
You said. Do the 3 of you also have places that you would like to go? You could also choose to go to a separate part of the thing because you need 1 of each type of token as well.
I would like to go to ability if that is possible.
Excellent.
Like my
Um,
ability to murder people.
That's fair.
It's what I'm good at. I'm just trying to stick to it.
If you're looking for combat, that would be in technique.
Oh, well then I will move my happy little skeleton bird frame. I also forgot to mention, so you get to choose how big your
Yeah.
album is now. He's a tiny one. I'm not sure he's
It's a
a
little tiny bird.
You're just a tiny owlin?
tiny little owlin with
What
a little
a
top.
tiny little murder
With
hobo.
a
I
top
love
hat.
I love the tiny bird skeleton trying to wield a demon fae
Yeah,
god
Yeah,
sword.
absolutely.
he's a
Of
little
course.
owlin who just loves murder. But
The smaller
it's
you are,
fine.
the more range you can get with a longer weapon. It's harder to hit you from a distance.
I'm a violent
Per
little
capita,
creature.
yeah.
And then that leaves Chef Pita and Crayola. Would you like to remain here
Crayola.
at skills? go to techniques, or go to abilities.
What is over in abilities?
Abilities, those are going to be saving throws. I have things
I
written
would
out for
like-
every saving throw as well.
I would like to go to that.
Awesome.
I want
So you head
to-
to
And,
saving throw. Chef Pita, if you look for cooking, it's going to be in techniques.
Yeah, I would absolutely like to go to techniques. And I also would like to put a little spin on it. Would it be possible for me to use nature to find the natural ingredients of the Fae?
Oh,
And make something
you can absolutely
special?
roll a nature check. There are when I get to the cooking section, because that's one of the more in-depth ones. They will have stuff provided for you. But
I
if you'd
assume
like
it
to
would be
gather
like
some
those
yourself,
cooking shows.
you can
That's like,
easily do
you
it.
have 3 minutes to get all of the ingredients
Yeah,
or whatever.
it's chopped.
Just have a cart.
I'll start with the
Yeah.
easy ones. Caneros?
Kineros.
Caneros. I'm so bad at this.
I think
Kineros.
it's Quiniros.
It's quinoa.
There's not a U.
Quiniros.
You said you were going to insight, did you say?
Insight.
Insight. First of all, you walk up to this game. There are 5 of these warforged wooden construct people. And in front of them, they each have a goblet. Inside of that goblet, there appears to be what might be red wine or some other red flavored drink. Yes, red is a flavor in the Feywild. And you walk up to them, and the 5th one, there's only 4 goblets. The 5th one kind of appears to be the like judge of this game. Is like, hello there. Our name is Delilah.
Okay.
You can call me Del for short.
Nice to meet you, Del.
This is a game called Who Drank the Devil Wine?
Lovely.
The 4 in front of you will drink, and you must guess which one of their wines was the devil wine by only using the emotion shown on their face.
Lovely.
Step up, give it a try.
Okay.
You see them all
This like
simultaneously
creeps me out.
raise the drink to their mouth, and they do make facial expressions. Please roll an insight check for me.
Will do.
You got this, buddy.
You got it. Person with a Q name, despite the fact the Q doesn't have a U next to it.
You got
Breaking
it. Q
the
name.
laws of-
It's
That-
fantasy.
That
This is
is
fun.
a 17.
A 17. You see them all raise the drink to their lips. And one of them makes the ooh, this is sour face, which is so fake. You know it's fake. It's like a child. And they're like,
Mhm.
oh, this
Yeah.
is gross. Bleh. One of them is clearly trying to keep a straight face.
Mm-hmm.
The third one, there is a brief twinge of like, ooh. And then the 4th one also is attempting to keep a straight face. You cycle through, you're like, what is this kind of doing? We can count out number 1.
Sure,
Number
yeah.
3 is suspicious. Number 2 and number 4 both made kind of the same face. What's going on here?
Mhm.
Through your process of elimination, you do manage to successfully guess that it was number 4.
Of course.
Reason being is just as they set the glass down, they were the only one who set it down a split second later, where you realize the facial expressions don't matter. They're all perfectly in sync. One of them has to be a little bit off.
Mhm.
You guess the 4th one, and you are absolutely awarded with a skill token.
Hey!
Let's go.
Iocane powder.
First
I bet my
token.
life on it.
And they say, congratulations. Feel free to try your hand at another game. Speaking of other games, Philosopher, where did you go? Performance?
Performance.
Performance. You see there are actually more people who aren't Warforged here.
Nice.
But they are kind of just sitting around listening. The Warforges just open their mouths, and it appears as though they're telling stories. The one that greets you says, hello, we are known as Delilah. Welcome to Tales of the Beyond. Please tell a story to wow the audience. According to your tale, or whatever you choose to say here, you may be awarded a token.
She slowly gets up, enters on. Is there like a stage or a pedestal? Or
Yeah,
you're just
it's like
talking in front of people?
it's kind of like a campfire situation.
Nice.
Where there's like benches and a big roaring bonfire there's clearly like a pulpit of sorts for you to give your story on.
She comes up. She slowly sets down her cane that she stands with. Tries to like stand up a little bit. Not really. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is off interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it is a grievous fault. And grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here under the leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Come, I to speak at Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did fill general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that
How long does this
on
go?
the Lupercal, I thrice presented him a kingly crown.
Okay, I
Which
got a
you
game to
thrice
run,
refused.
DJ.
Hey, I had like 6 more lines. I was good.
I love
It was
this.
great.
That
I'm not
was-
even going to
this is
have
the
you
best
roll.
accent you've ever done.
So this
Yeah.
is a fun
Thank
little
you.
thing. This is a fun little thing. In these events, if you did for some reason come prepared with a prop or like if you do magic or something, like some card trick, I'm not even going to have you roll for that.
Chat wants you to let him
you
go.
are
Chat is
immediately-
asking you. Let the man
Would you
monologue.
like to
Chat
finish
is
your 6
demanding.
lines, DJ?
I mean, it's more like 10, but yeah, I can
Okay,
finish.
whoa, 10 is too much.
What if
All
you
right.
went double
Okay,
speed?
all right, all right.
What
I
if you
would
went
got
consider
this.
myself
Oh,
a giving man.
I'll speed read it. I'll speed read it.
Billy
Brutus says he
Shakespeare.
was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that I was on Luperca. I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak of what I do know. You all did love him once not without cause. What cause withholds you within to mourn for him? Oh, judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me, my heart is the coffin where Caesar. My heart is the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause until I come back.
Woo!
Hey,
The crowd
Foliage.
erupts.
Billy
The crowd is
Shakespeare. Billy Shakespeare and a little bit of Dolly Parton confirmed for this world. Just
Wow.
for all
A little
you
bit of Eminem in there at the
listening.
end.
Slowly picks up her cane, and then just walks off the stage. Not
You
really
are
carrying it all.
absolutely rewarded. They literally like pinpoint shot the token
Just
into your
opens her cloak.
pouch.
Yeah. I would like to go find Kineros real quick.
Yes.
Yes. I walk up
You
to-
walk over to Quinoa.
I just kind of walk over, kind of pull up my robe, and I reach into the communal pouch, and I just hand him 2 coins that we got,
Fantastic.
and I pat his back and kind of like usher him towards another game.
I'm going to move over to I'm going to move over to the doctor, the good doctor or the not so good doctor.
Depends who we're talking to.
You have entered into the I can
My
never remember
little
the
waddling,
technique.
my little waddling bird.
Yeah. I meant that is the sound that happens. That's the sound that your walking makes in my mind.
Absolutely.
You know the bird that like organizes the surfing competition and surfs up. That's
Oh
what
my
I think
God,
of. You just
You
So
just
you enter-
threw me back in time with that reference. I don't appreciate
That's what
time
DJ
travel.
does.
DJ, that was a good
That's
one.
what DJ
That was a
does
good
here.
one.
Woo!
you
Surf's
enter
up.
into the technique section. You and Chef Peta both enter. Chef, as you kind of get prepared, because there's some information that you'll need before the cooking contest occurs. Could you please roll a d4 for me, Doctor Who? I'm just going to call you that.
I mean, that was legitimately that was my first name.
Dr. Dolly Who.
What am I rolling? Pardon me.
Please roll a d4.
D4. Okay. Well, good sir, that would be a 4. Lovely.
A 4.
Wow.
I would like you to choose between 1, 2, and 3.
Then I would like to choose. Oh, it seems like you wanted me to roll a D3, DM.
No. I want you to roll a d4. D4 lets you choose.
Oh,
if you roll a 4.
How charming. I don't know what I'm choosing. That would be a 2, sir. I like 2.
Another 2.
Split it down the middle. Even.
You are greeted as you enter. Not greeted, but you see flitting high above you, swooping down periodically, kind of with a shimmer of this whitish blue behind her. As she moves, flakes of snow begin to fall. You see another of the Archfey. This one, just like Bahanan, another winter Archfey. This you know to be Parator, Queen of Frost. At first, it's kind of adorable. You're like, oh my goodness, it's a little tiny sprite that Frost follows as she flies. She swoops really close to you. Immediately, the air chill drops to roughly -20, just for like a flash second. And you see as she flies past, instead of like a normal face, the bottom half below her eyes is just like a row of piranha teeth.
Oh.
She doesn't say a whole lot, but you do see that she kind of heads up, pauses, searches, and then swoops down directly at what appears to be whatever the Fey equivalent to a hot dog stand is. There are screams.
Bratwurst stand.
Yeah, that is fair. Bratwursts are just Fey. They're Fey
Hey,
hot dogs.
You know
Absolutely.
the like cattails by Creeks the plant?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
That's a
They
thing on
roast
that.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There are screams and some like random bodies fly out of the stand. But yeah, that's the fun cameo at this area.
Is that the
you are
same one that
heading-
killed Leshka?
Huh?
Nothing?
No, but it should be.
No, but
Okay.
that would have been one of her servants.
Gotcha. Okay. Chain of command.
You are
you know.
heading over to the combat area. I have a question. It's all the same place. Are you preparing for melee, magic, or ranged combat?
Well, I have a brand to upkeep. I would like Dr. Von Houten, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to challenge anybody to the realm of, and I use a little bit of mage hand to help lift up my collarbones to make me look taller. Spellcasting. Who here is a great mage to fight me, to try to defeat me? Who dares?
Immediately, the throngs of people part, and you see standing across you in a field, there is a barely clothed, incredibly tall man, also like baby. He looks like a WWE wrestler. Like baby oil glistening, blonde, like crew cut, very preppy, and he says, "My name is Sven. I am here to take your damage."
I would like
Yeah.
to fight the second spellcaster. Who's your runner-up? This guy won't do.
He says, "No, you may strike me as you will.
Just to strike you.
Yes, deal me your damage."
Oh my god!
Yes.
Well,
I love the
mean,
Fae.
You
It's
do
not
see,
every day
uh,
somebody asks for it. Okay,
Sven-
let's get ready. Let's
Sven
get crazy.
operates as the combat target for melee, magic, and ranged. He does have a target painted on his back, which
Yes.
appears to be for the ranged section. How the magic will work. You can prep as many spells as you would like, but you have one turn to deal as much damage as you can. So you have an action, bonus action. I will also allow a reaction spell.
Okay.
However you would like to math that out. How much time do you think that you need to figure out how much damage you can do in a turn?
Can you do me one quick favor?
Depends
can you
on the
give me
favor.
Van Houten is gonna go, okay, I understand the rules now. Just give me like 5 minutes.
You have all the time you need, because I can
one moment.
move
please.
over to Crayola. As this is going on in the combat section, Sven is posing as he's like, "You can take all the time you need." Crayola, you enter the ability area. Can you please roll a d4 for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3.
3. You see, DJ would be able to describe her best. There is a massive blazing Archfey. The Archfey that you would all know as Zastari. Following Zastari, there is not exactly a horde, that's a bit too many, but there is a full gaggle of red-haired elves.
Those aren't geese.
That appear to be
exactly like Melora.
A forest.
Yeah, they appear to be. Yeah, I would allow a forest.
That's
Good idea, right?
It's a pile of elves.
No.
But they do appear to be vaguely translucent. So you don't think that any of them are alive. But they kind of stride through the fairgrounds. Some of them break off laughing and like jumping around. A few of them are like one of them absolutely just like fires an arrow off and just murders a guy outright.
No.
But he sits up and he's like, ha ha ha, like laughs. Because no one can die here. It's
Because
great.
no one can die, so she just murders somebody. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
no.
And so they're
That's
like,
funny.
nice shots.
That is so
my
Nice
God.
on. Hole in one.
And they kind of stride through there. She's signing autographs. One of them walks up and is like, "Ma'am, what you did in that war was incredible." And she's like, now, calm down. We didn't even technically win. And they move along with it. What ability check would you, or what saving throw would you like to stumble upon?
I
To
would
go
like
towards.
I would like to go towards the dexterity.
Ooh, dexterity.
Nobody else
you
can
see
Don't
a
say it like
sign.
that. Ugh.
You see a sign that says Hall of Ancients. In front of you, there appears to be about a 30-foot long row of beautifully carved of various different types of materials. So there's wood, there's granite, there's marble, but they are big, smaller than life-size statues of hundred-handed ones. And
Nice.
they are individually, their arms are rotating around their body, throwing knives to the other statues.
Oh, that's so
At the
dope.
nearest statue, there appears to be kind of like a gnomish figure wearing a floppy, wet red hat. And as you approach, and just above him on the statue, he's literally sitting on a chair that is connected to a statue, and above him there looks to be some kind of spigot. You're not sure for what purpose, but you approach and he says, "Just try making it through unscathed. My pretties will dice you up." He also is wearing a name tag that says Gurp.
Gert. Our
Hello, my name is
Gert?
Gurp.
Is your name Gurp?
Gurp.
Yes, would you like to give my trial a test of your own?
I would very much.
I love that voice so much. I'm sorry. Keep going.
This is going to be
Gosh.
3 dexterity saving throws.
Okay, I can do that.
Oh no, it's
One
the
to
fire
get down.
swamp all over again.
One to grab. You can see at the end of the pathway there's a pedestal that has a token on it. So that's to grab while still dodging, and then the last one is to make it back through.
Grant, did you just refer to the
Lake
Scarlet
of Fire,
Waste-
whatever it's called.
the Scarlet
Yes.
Waste as the fire swamp?
Of course I did. Of course I did.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just go in there and I come out.
Yes, go in, grab the token, and then return.
Alright, that sounds simple enough.
If you can, most likely you will die a terrible death, but do not be afraid. You shall return to the outside if you die, and you could attempt it again if you have the willpower.
Okay.
Okay.
She starts doing backflips through these things. First deck save to get through to the pedestal.
First one. That is a 21.
Easy. You literally just start cartwheeling.
There's like colored handprints, but they're a different color each time.
You do, as you kind of do these flips, you do leave kind of a multicolored, like opalescent glow behind you.
Nice.
When you're moving really fast, that just kind of tends to happen. Another deck save to snag it while still dodging these blades.
You got a Crayola.
That's a 22.
Still good, you grab it, and then one last one to get out.
Last one.
Crayons are known for rolling away and not being able to catch. So I think you got
23.
That's what I'm saying.
Crush it. For anyone who would be watching, you can see Gerp is really confident. And then you enter, immediately the confidence is gone. You snag it and just start. You don't even do anything. You literally just walk and manage the blades pass like perfectly around your body. And you leave, and he says, "No, no, my pretties, they've been bested, and I'll dry out. No, please spare your blood for me."
Oh, he'll dry out?
I'm what?
Could you please roll a
just a
I don't know,
right there. Maybe
a
give a little
history
squeeze too.
check?
Oh no.
They seem bright. I think they got
Three.
this down.
That's on 11.
11 is above a 10, which is what you need to know what this creature is. This creature is known as a red cap. Red caps are
Fitting.
murderous little fey creatures that the reason their cap is red is because it's soaked with the blood of people that they kill. And it is said that if a red cap's hat ever dries, then it dies forever immediately. Which is probably why they're so murdery. But he's looking
Might
up at you.
explain it,
You
you
also
know.
think that that's most likely the reason there's a spigot, is because anyone who like gets stabbed by a blade, their blood runs and then douses them. And he's like, please, just a little bit, until the next visitor arrives.
I did you sign the contract? It says like you can't die here kind of thing. It's okay, don't worry. Do you want like a
Let's
drawing or
go.
something in the meantime?
I'm hired by the fairgrounds. The contract does not apply to me. I never got a token.
Oh well, that's unfortunate. Here, I drew my god for you.
Please, it won't even hurt. You won't even feel it.
No, that's okay. You can have this. I got to go find my friends now.
Dang, that's cold.
Bye.
They're friends, apparently.
He
I didn't
starts
know.
just
Wow.
cursing wildly at the Archfey and various other things.
I
Yeah,
so
you
hope
tell
that as
them.
he's walking away, he just like slowly shrivels.
Someone eventually does kind of walk up and they're like, yo, man, are you good? He's like, no. Would you like to try the Hall of the Ancients? But you, of course, acquire an ability token.
Yay!
I should now return. Brill, how you doing there? Did you figure out your massive damage, your massive damage combo?
I'm going to close the book. All right, I have it. Fantastic.
Tekken.
We're good.
Tekken
Don't
music
worry.
plays.
We've got this. Okay, fantastic. So, you see Van Houten take his little top hat off and put it on the ground and points to the individual. How far is he away from me?
However far you need him to be for the range of anything you want.
I'll line it up about 10 feet.
Perfect.
And I'm going to drop my big old top hat right before him. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Owl.
Owl.
Exactly, dickhead. And I am going to cast Conjure Animals, and I am going to summon 8 giant owls to fuck his day up.
Sounds great.
Let's go.
Now, I would like, if possible, since I can control them, I would like, and by the way, I don't have bonus action spells or anything, so when you were giving out all these spells, I'm like, I'm not prepped for that. This is going to be a
Oh,
one
that's
and done.
fine. Now, this is a concentration spell, right?
This is a concentration spell, I believe.
If you would like, this could be your prepped spell, and you still have an action spell.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, in that case,
Dang.
we are going to do this, and is this an action? Anyways, I am going to release my birds as Van Houten crazily screams, "Fly, my pretty skill! Destroy!"
Ooh.
And
Absolutely.
Ooh.
And I am going to need 6 of the 8 to essentially rip him to pieces, which I don't know what your armor class is, but I can start rolling.
It's literally 10.
Oh, delicious.
He's just a shirtless man.
Delicious.
He's just a shirtless man.
And I would like the other 2. To lift him up into the air using their movement speed.
I will allow this.
And that would bring them up flying, bring him up to 60 feet in the air if they're able to lift.
Perfect.
And then I would also like to, if I do get that other spell, I would like to throw an ice knife at his face.
I will allow this, absolutely.
Fantastic, lovely, beautiful. I am going to first, however, roll damage on all those many birds clawing him to death.
Absolutely.
Which, I mean, this is a pretty brutal campaign, guys. I don't know if I have the stomach for it. I don't like how everybody laughed at that. Actually, shush. I can't focus. Okay, 5. Okay, so that's going to be. I'm just gonna have to roll a bunch of things. Just give me a minute.
You got it.
I'm gonna go. This is going to be a multi-phase roller. Okay,
Lydia,
I like
can
it.
we make a TikTok? That's just the meme of people doing math, but for bro.
I hope that this entire episode is TikToked in just like 2-minute segments.
I can't help it. Oh, by the way, they all hit. So just
I mean, it's a 10 AC. If you fail,
I mean,
then be concerned.
these are very weak creatures, but their talons are brutal.
Very
2,
sharp.
3.
Hold on a second. While this is all going on, you see Sven is going, very nice use of summon creatures.
So altogether, that is going to be 41 points of damage from just those 6. And then for the Ice Knife, I can't speak. It's weird that you guys invited a podcaster who can't speak.
Hey, that's part of the
We
experience. That's a selling point.
Oh, yes! Thank you, D&D Beyond. That is a 10 on the Ice Knife, just to make sure that that last one hits and hurts a little bit.
Nice.
Awesome.
Across the board,
Nice.
everybody. And then he also falls because the birds
Yes.
let him go. So if you want to roll that gravity damage, that was the best I can do. Van Houten takes a bow and then looks around. Who's next? Emphasis on the who.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the puns.
I like to wing it. Anyways.
Question is Ice Knife an evocation
no.
spell?
Huh?
Is Ice Knife an evocation spell?
Ice Knife is, I believe so.
Okay.
He
no, it's
also-
conjuration. It's first level
Oh,
conjuration.
that's literally perfect.
He does also need to make a dexterity saving throw to take an additional 2d6 cold damage from the explosion.
Oh, yes. Good work out there, Drew.
Good job,
being our rules
Drew.
lawyer.
Drew filling
he'll
in as
fail.
rules lawyer.
He'll fail. His goal
Wow.
is to take as much damage as possible.
My money's on Drew for winning this whole thing. By the way, I'm gonna
Is-
I'm gonna see him and Lydia in
Um,
final trivia, and I'm gonna be in the kids' table waiting.
I rolled a surprisingly low amount of damage for the fall, so it only takes an additional 21.
Okay.
So that'll total up to well over, what, like 70 damage or something like that? It's a strange combination where Sven's like, nice use of a summon creature! And then he's like, I am falling! And then you like throw a knife at him on the ground. He's like, wow! Way to give me the cold shoulder!
If you could see a creepy smile on a skeleton beak, you would.
Every smile
Dr.
on a
Hooten
skeleton
enjoys
beak is
this.
creepy.
Yeah, that's true. That is
But
true.
he
Sven
crunches
is
into
a
the ground.
tank.
And he says, he pops right up and he's like, that was amazing! I've been cursed with immortality and I cannot die nor feel pain. But for the first time in many years, I have felt something. So he walks over and he hands you
Sven.
a
Poor
technique
Sven.
token. And he also says, for not using an evocation spell, which is the damaging spell type of most common use. Here is a bonus token. So you get not only a technique token, but also a bonus token.
And that is exactly how I imagined this going. Thank you.
Wow. Claps. I'm clapping. I don't know if you can
You
hear
did
it.
a great job.
Claps in chat.
Aaron, I do have to give you complete compliments. You are a fantastic voice jumper. As a DM, I am in awe of you. I think you do a fantastic job.
Well, thanks. I sometimes try very hard.
I mean, that surfer bro voice is murdering me. I love it, though.
Us podcasters that can't speak are just amazed at one another.
So that is everyone except for Chef Peta has done at least one journey. Chef, this is a very important decision that you have.
Okay.
You are going to the cooking contest.
Absolutely, I
You
am.
see a sign that says required sous chef, which means that you must have a head chef and an additional person. Out of your 4 members, who do you choose to be your secondary chef?
I'm the bard. I'm good at everything.
All right.
I'm good at everything.
Everybody's speaking. I kind of want to.
I don't want to influence you.
And I'm just an old
old
There's
woman. I have
one
all the
other
homemade
person
recipes.
in the technique area.
No. Wait, who's that?
That would be Brill.
Okay, I gotta pick.
You
Brill,
can hear
dude.
Sven shouting from your
Brill,
location.
come on down.
Who's
What?
Brill, you wanna
Oh,
come on
okay.
down?
Is this a
Oh,
cooking
wait,
challenge?
wait.
Dolly.
I'll role play it. He says, "Oh gosh, what's my voice again? Royal.
New York.
All right.
Italian.
What's the matter for you, eh?
Find Italy again.
Oh, this says I need a sous chef. Well, I've been able to make it work in the past by just myself, but I suppose I do have one other compatriot with me here on this journey this day." He looks over and yells, "MB." Wait, what's your name? Van
Von Houten.
All right, Von Houten.
When you
Houten.
when you say Von Houten turns his head all the way around. That's me. All right.
Yes, that I need a sous chef. Can you hold a spatula?
I definitely have hands to do that.
All right. You want the medium spatula, small spatula? Which one do you prefer?
I'm kind of tiny, so if I could have the smaller one, that'd be great.
All right, I'll get you the small spatula.
Oh, what's my size?
I'm ready. I have a sous chef. I am prepared.
Why has
Excellent.
it become so nasally?
Because that's how his character speaks, DJ.
He also leans over to Van Houten and he says,
Houten.
"I just want to warn you. You might see something that you don't like. We are ready."
You take you and your newly acquired sous chef to the cooking stage. This is not a versus competition. Your entire goal is to just impress a person running this section, strolling onto the stage. Chef Peta, you are in awe. You know who this is. Walking onto the stage is a satyr.
Oh, no.
Chef Garden.
No.
Chef Garden
Jeff
Ramsay.
Garden. Oh, we're against Jeff Garden Ramsay. You know what that means?
He strolls up and he says, "Today, I need you to cook me a meal. Let's see if you can do it." You are put on a time clock. This will take 3 checks from each of you. The first one will be a strength cooking check. This will be from Chef Peta, and a dexterity cooking check from, in this case, Van Houten. So the first round, it'll be your strength, and if you're proficient in cooking, your proficiency. But for you, Van Houten, it'll be dexterity, and if you're proficient in cooking, you can use that. If you can convince me of some other skill to use,
I was going to politely ask. I believe this is a very good use of acrobatics, because I do wish to impress the judges and dance maybe a little bit.
I will absolutely allow you, if not impress them, distract them from the potentially illegal cooking methods of Chef Peta.
I prefer that too.
Yes. I have a question.
Anything to help my main man. I'm realizing that the bad people might have got the cooking check.
Yeah.
Yes, Chef Peta?
So, Chef Peta is known for using exquisite tastes.
Yes.
And Chef Pita is also known for using things that aren't as traditional in his dishes. Because he just
Okay,
knows the flavor.
Is this mic terrible for anyone else?
I was just
What, for
asking,
real?
is anybody else thinking he's a robot?
What is happening? Can I keep going, or is it tolerable?
No,
it's
not
pretty
tolerable.
rough.
Should I disconnect really fast and then reconnect?
Yes.
I don't know if that will help it.
I know it'll look bad, but better
Do it.
audio is important. Okay, do it.
Technical
Do it fast.
difficulties.
Do it.
Round 1.
Mark it off the bingo.
So everyone,
I
just
realized
wanted
I
to
was muted when I gave my advice, so that's why he didn't hear it.
And
Now
you're
we
in a
can't hear
different
you.
spot.
Now you're muted.
Now you are muted.
Voice.
Nope.
it
Keep
didn't help
talking.
anything.
Oh, hello. Still
No.
bad.
Ooh,
It's
it's
bad.
worse.
It's just
Lydia,
real
did
bad.
you have an advice?
Try connecting to it. Do you have a different mic you can connect and then reconnect to this one?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, hey everybody, I just wanted to ask, how is everyone having a good time? What are you thinking so far?
Oh my gosh, it's so fun.
All right, it might not
I love
have
all-
this sounding
Oh, that's great.
any
It's
better.
bad.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay, good. We're in.
I'm loving all the
Um,
cameos.
So, am I good to start again?
Yeah, you're good.
So
You're-
I
you're
have
great.
I have a thing I'd like to do.
Yes.
I would like to gather a couple ingredients quickly for my sous chef.
Absolutely.
Is that possible?
I'm gonna
Oh, yeah,
take my
sure.
big old top hat out
I
and
have-
hold it out for
I have a
whatever
couple
ingredients.
questions. Are there any small creatures nearby?
Besides me,
Before you do anything else, I would like, what is your guys' passive insights?
Okay.
Man, I would have been
So
so
10
good
plus
for
your
this.
insight.
oh my god, passive,
passive
insight.
insight. 10
You-
plus insight? Wait, 10 plus
10 plus your insight modifier, yeah.
11.
You sir, are a man, a DM after my own heart. Passive insight. I haven't heard that in a fortnight. Jeez, I feel
You know,
so.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
God dang.
Jeez, that would be a 16 for my.
That
passive
is
insight.
literally the DC that you need. You realize something. You are, you've studied. You know at minimum who Chef Gordon Ramsay is.
You are a doctor.
You realize
I
a
am
very
a
important
doctor.
factor that won't change any of the ways that you roll, but is a very important necessity. Although Chef Gordon Ramsay is omnivorous, they prefer dishes only made from vegetables. So they prefer like a vegan dish, at minimum vegetarian.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to try and relay that information to my chef, but I am going to rifle through the different languages that I know, hoping that one of them he also might know. So we're going to start with Draconic.
Perfect.
Are you talking to me? To
Okay.
Chef?
All right.
He
we're
goes,
gonna
what are
jump
you
to my
saying
next.
to me? I need you
I'm
to be here. I
realizing-
need you to know. I need you to be tip top sharp, right?
I'm-
It's the skill of a sous chef. Nothing to be joked around about. Now you're yelling at me. What was that? What was that?
Do you speak any languages?
Of course, we're speaking
What,
common
what,
right now.
what language do you speak?
Oh, I studied Elvish. They have amazing culinary special. They have
Culinary?
amazing culinary specialties. the Elven language.
This is gonna be weird to try to sneakily speak Elvish to
of
to a bunch of Fae, but I'm gonna try, and I imagine it sounds like Simlish. Also some batsa, squabby nay.
What
That
scares
sounded
me is how
yeah,
accurate that
Sims.
was.
That was really good.
Thank you.
What did you say? Oh, you just relayed. the
I
vegetarian
basically
thing.
just said, hey, if you just FYI, Gordon over here, or not Gordon, but fellow
Garden.
That
Was the hint.
the person who is running at me so fast with 2 pieces of bread to call me an idiot
Yes.
sandwich. I relay the fact that they prefer vegetables.
Rat foiled again. He knows that my specialty is animals, and the animals of the Fey regard are especially flavorful.
He's
I'm
in
very
New York.
upset right now.
He's doing a radio drama. I love.
Here's
your
what we're
accent.
going to do. I'm going to put in a special ingredient. He won't even know what it is.
The Krabby Patty secret formula.
It's just crab. It's crab meat, 100%.
It's just Krabby.
I have the recipe in my pocket. Pocket appears, disappears. He pulls out a recipe. And he says, this recipe right here calls for a few drops of pig fat oil. Now what we have to do, we have to get a pig.
Just fried pig.
We have to butcher the pig. We have to melt the oil off the pig.
Not that.
We have to add the pig oil to the dish. I promise you, it's the best tasting thing in the whole entire fae.
Doesn't that count as an animal product?
Did you just
Yes.
ignore me when I said that animals he doesn't like eating, and you brought out a pig, a swine?
Gosh darn!
He's
My
not
tongue
a chef for his
prefers a certain
intelligence.
profile of flavor. Don't you understand?
I don't know how I,
know
have
what
to.
tastes
I need.
good.
I'm Van Houten is going to try to grab your arm because he feels this going off the rails. I don't know how to tell you that a pig isn't a vegetable, but I'm going to try.
All right, what's the closest thing to a pig in the vegetable world? You know it, don't you?
A turnip?
Baked beans. We need baked beans and fast. And I'm not
There's
talking,
there's a can of baked beans. It's there. They've got every
All right.
ingredient you
It
could
grows
imagine.
on trees in the Feywild.
It does.
Yeah,
baked
it does.
beans.
Here's
Yeah.
what we need to do. Find
It
anything that's
appears.
blue. Blue things in the Fae taste the best. In the meantime, I will be throwing together some, we're going to make a lasagna. But not a lasagna with any meat. No ordinary meat in this
Not-
lasagna. No, we're going to be
Not
using the
thing
heart of
famous
the
for meat
artichoke.
sauce.
The heart of the Fey artichoke is what we are putting this in this lasagna, and it's going to taste the gosh darnest best thing you've ever tasted on this entire Fey.
I have a very important question for you.
Yeah?
Are you going to roll a strength cooking check or no?
That is what we're building up to.
I rolled.
That is the climax of this story, and I'm
I don't
excited
get-
to be here.
I don't get advantage, do I?
You know,
You have a very competent sous chef. I'll let it happen.
No.
Because of the passive insight that told you that this was a vegetable dish, I will allow you to have advantage on this.
you know the best part
I
about
rolled.
all that?
2 nat 1s.
That's a perfect. That is a beautiful little scene.
It's okay. You can still recover.
Then he
Von
says,
Houten,
"I will
can you
never
please roll
financially recover."
either a dexterity cooking check or
Hey,
an
hey,
acrobatics check for your
bro!
choice?
Before you roll, I would recommend critting here. That is my recommendation.
It's okay. The goal here is to hit the average amount, because this is going to take multiple checks. It isn't just one.
I'm going to use our patented DumpStat dice tower for this
Ooh.
roll.
Oh,
Everybody,
nice.
Very neat.
Soon to be in stores. I don't even know when. Let's
Nice
go
plug.
and you know what? Why plug my merch when why do that? Why
Because plug the merch. Why wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah, but when your merch decides to give you a crit fail in the middle of it, I don't know
Oh,
if
no.
that's a good.
Oh no. Okay, so
I tried, guys.
So-
I tried.
what entirely happened here is that literally you have like a time limit. It's like a 45-minute time period, and the first 15 minutes pass, and all you've been doing is
Trying to explain
arguing
that a pig
what
is not a vegetable.
dish to make and trying to explain that meat is not advisable. You do see that Chef Ramsay walks up and says, "Chefs, what are you trying to do here? You have not even begun to cook. Get your head in the kitchen or get out."
Look, I'm not.
You do see that he has 2 slices of bread in his back pocket, ready to pull out at any
Yes,
moment.
instantly. They will
guy-
incur an instant death penalty.
That guy here is
Um,
always stepping on the creative process, I tell you. This is going to be the last time Gordon Ramsay gets on my bad side. I'm telling you
I'm
right
going to
now. We're
need
going to win
another
this thing.
check. Same type of check. No advantage on this one, Grant. You now know what dish you're making. This is to
All right.
fully get it together. The DC has raised.
You know, they say that presentation is 40% of the dish. We still got a chance, even though this turned out bad without my pig fat oil. All right. What's the modifier?
Okay, things are not going well for Von Houten. It is another strength cooking check.
Woo! We'll be fine.
So it'll be strength plus your proficiency for you.
I got a
Um,
solid 10.
Okay. Things are not going well.
Can I
Von
rage?
Houten, how you doing?
I mean, to be honest, I'm really out of my element. Turns out murdering a man, easy, especially as a surfer bro. Confronted by an angry Scottish man, I can't murder, and it's sad.
So
not
your
murdering.
dish is flavored with your tears, I could
Yes,
assume.
salty.
It's very salty.
What am I rolling,
just-
good sir?
This will be either another dexterity cooking check, or you could attempt to use some kind of other assisting roll type of check in this situation.
I would like to use acrobatics.
This is absolutely allowed.
to like spin the salt shakers and do that kind of thing, and that's a 3. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about how bad I am at this.
It's okay.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Wait.
But for a professional D&D player, like, come on, you gotta step it up, bro.
You didn't.
All right.
Look,
As a
you
professional DM, I need to roll better.
You didn't weight your
Exactly.
dice like the rest of us. What are you
Come
even
on,
doing?
what are you doing?
I have a question. I have an important question, DM. I have an important question.
Yes, Chef Pita.
Noticing that this dish is literally the worst dish he's ever made in his life, would Chef Pita be able to say, "This is the worst dish I've ever made. I'm making it better"? And will he be able to obtain another ingredient in the room, please?
I will allow you to, as a bonus action, go into a rage.
Perhaps a fey
And
mouse, a fey.
Attempt to save this dish.
Wait, I'm gonna turn to my chef, and I'm going to try to bring you down to my level. I understand that we aren't doing well, but this is a world where people can't die, and I can promise you this: they have never tasted undead owl. Cook me.
Oh, I like where you're going. Cook you.
Cook me. I'm not
You're
technically
asking me,
meat.
Chef Peter, to cook my sous chef, which is indeed a dead owl person.
Yes.
I love where this is going. Give me a taste. Give me a taste. I need it right in my lasagna right now. We're giving Gordon Ramsay the best flavor town of his entire life. He's been to Flavor Village. He's never been to Flavor Town. And we're taking it to him right now.
Can I roll?
All aboard the flavor train. Woot woot.
Dog.
Mr. Food,
Can I-
get in the lasagna dish. Thank you.
Can I please roll performance to like dive into the lasagna?
I will
Scrooge
absolutely
McDuck?
allow you to self Hansel and Gretel yourself.
Yeah,
Get right
yeah.
in there. Right now. Get right in there.
performance
Smother it
check,
up. Make
please.
sure the flavors spread.
Everybody, when it
What-
comes to eating myself, we are at a 22. Everyone,
Yeah.
now we know how to roll.
You start. You walk up to this oven. You look it deep into its oven eyes. Runes begin to appear. Just less than like a magical preparation, as than like a spotlight.
Oh, yeah.
They all begin to swarm around you until eventually all lights point towards you. It almost seems as if the surrounding area has gotten darker as well.
Chef Peter is chanting.
You take a deep breath,
Oh my god.
Oh my
do a
god.
full like triple backflip, and just perfectly dive into this pan that should not theoretically be able to fit your body.
Not that deep.
Oh,
There's just a little drop.
Yep, just it would perfect one. There is one. Sven appears and he's like a perfect 10.
God, him
what?
again. I'll tell him again.
Nice.
I'm writing this retroactively. Von Houten definitely was a swimmer in a former life. We're not
absolutely.
sure when.
He
but
was an
nice.
aquatic bird.
Absolutely. He was an owl, whatever kind of owl can swoop in and get
You're
get
like
the fish.
you know the little sand owls that hide in the sand dunes. You're like that, but for the ocean.
I've never heard of that, but that sounds adorable.
You dive into this pot. I was going to have you make some form of charisma cooking check as a presentation. I'm going to bypass that because you just crushed this out of the park. You arrive at the end of this cooking challenge with what can officially be called a dish. Your dish is, for the most part, technically alive.
Bon appetit.
I present to you
My gosh.
You
Lahunia.
slide this lasagna bird.
It's funnier
across the
because I'm made
table.
of bones too. It's
Yeah.
really good.
And-
It's a
and
good
it
pun all
literally-
around.
At the moment, you can still feel pain. Like you die, but it still hurts. You've died roughly 4 times while you were in that oven, like baking
Oh, no.
at like 500 degrees. And every time you just wake up screaming into the sky as you're once again roasted.
Every time Chef Peter chants louder, flame, flavor. He's going crazy. He's
The
going nuts
crowd
up
is
there.
going wild.
I have a
Um,
question. I just have a more question for Dr. Von Houten.
Yeah.
Does he have like ego death, or does he understand the
Can you
universe a little
please
bit more?
roll a charisma saving throw?
A charisma saving throw to understand the nature and machinations
I'm
of
gonna
the
tell you right now,
universe?
you're looking for
Absolutely.
a 17.
That is going to be that's a 15.
A 15. Yeah, you fail the save. You see a lot of things. Your soul is continuously ripped from and then shoved back into your body. You multiple times see in this world the 3 gods of death as they're like, hell, okay, he's gone again. Oh, hell, okay, he's gone again. Oh, okay, he's gone again. They're like, this is the 7th time.
I thought you were going to be like, you keep getting really close to hell, and then the devil's reaching out, and you're like, no.
Oh no, that'll come later. You've got to go through a trial
I have
system.
to talk to
There's
them
a lot
first.
of litigation papers you have to sign.
It's very political.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Oh, it's terrible.
But at some point in time, just from the sheer agony that you endure, and it's not fun seeing the 3 gods of death. Like it isn't a pleasing experience.
No, they're gods of death.
You do obtain a form of indefinite madness.
Nice.
And this indefinite madness basically functions as an additional flaw to your character.
Well, I needed more.
You are now permanently terrified of baked goods.
Yo.
Anytime you are presented with anything that has been in an oven, you are terrified of it.
You don't want to give me this, DM. I'm gonna run with it.
I'm allowed. I'm down. It'll be hard to run until you successfully excavate yourself out of this lasagna.
I might not. I might live here like a tauntaun for the rest of
You
my life.
slide. Your whole body has
Perpetual, fear paralyzed.
your bones are attempting to reconvert themselves into bird shape, but right now he has formed them into a nice presentation, and slides this whole pan of lasagna across the table to
And to
Chef
top
Garden.
it off, just a dash of cilantro.
I
And he
so
does
want
that
it
in
to be
front
like-
of Garden Man.
I still want there to be like a cherry in the beak instead of like the apple in the mouth, like a cherry in the beak. That's what I want.
The whole crowd goes silent as Chef Garden. So you decided on lasagna.
I did. It's no
Is this,
ordinary lasagna, though.
Is this vegan lasagna? I've noticed that you have a living creature.
There is no meat in this dish whatsoever.
Would you consider this bird garnish?
Yes,
Well, let's give it a try.
I do assure you.
He takes a little fork, cuts a little piece. Like this whole time, your little bird eye is just blinking at him.
Blinking, going,
He's like, let's try the sauce first.
Could you
He
please be
spins it.
gentle? Could you please be gentle about it? This still kind of hurts.
I noticed that you were having some trouble in your preparation, chef. I don't want to say it, but it might be represented in this sauce. He then cuts a little deeper. He grabs a noodle that has been vegan prepared. I noticed that the undead healing magics are really coming through in your noodles, and that's a good sign. That's a good
Very
sign. That's
good,
rare.
very good. That's
takes a bite.
exactly what I was trying to do. Thank you, Chef. Thank you,
Texture
Chef.
could be better.
That's from my pelvic bone.
Hush, meal. It's a little overcooked. It's a little overcooked. He does. He takes a wing and cracks it. Kind of like, oh! He sniffs it. He licks it. He's like, he just takes a meaty crunch. He's a goat. He says,
How did that hurt more than anything else?
Hold on. You guys didn't see it. My soda just came through my nose when he said that.
Yes, that's the first.
He takes a crunch of your bone and he just says, Chef, I have dire news.
Lay it on me, please. Tell me exactly what it tastes like. I need to know.
This bird.
Yes, what was it?
Running this show for a very long time.
Indeed.
And this bird is the finest undead creature I have ever eaten. Congratulations, Chef.
Yes, I did it. Once again,
he
Chef
shakes
Party.
your hand.
Wait, what is my name? Chef Pita,
He
the best chef
he
of the
reaches
world.
into the dish now and shakes your hands.
It breaks like a zombie, like a zombie hand through a grave to shake his hand as I slowly start to like alien my way out of the lasagna.
No.
You chest burster out of this lasagna. He
Chef.
hands you not only a technique token, but for creating a vegan dish, you also obtain a bonus token.
I think
And he says it has been
it would
a
be
fantastic time.
technically
really-
it'd be vegetarian, not vegan. Just saying.
We really
An
turned
undead
that
mean-
person doesn't count.
Look, there technically was no meat in there.
He was
There
garnished.
was no meat.
Yeah, but there was animal product, which would make
He's
it.
not an animal. He's a
vegan.
living creature.
He's
That's
an
true.
unliving creature.
And Chef
Exactly.
Chef Pita, just as he's like essentially resurrecting
You're
Doctor
just
Who or whatever
pulling random
from
limbs
random
out
bones
of
and like
this
trying to assorted them
lasagna.
together. He says, "You did real well out there, sous chef, Mr. Sous Chef. Maybe one of the best sous chefs I've ever had. We broke another barrier in the flavor profile today. I've never worked with a living creature. Thank you, thank you."
I will say,
I'm going to mend the bite mark in my wheel.
yeah. It surprisingly, after a few minutes, it does just fully reappear. And you just
God.
kind of
I-
like snap
I
your
so
finger back.
want you just to have permanent like teeth marks in your bones.
You do have bite marks, though. There
Yeah.
are bite marks that ring that bone.
I'm looking around like, I'm gonna be honest, guys. That one was a rough one. I'm gonna be honest.
I
You
told you it
have,
gets rough out there.
successfully completed this cooking challenge.
Let's go.
Chef Gordon Ramsay is appreciative. He says, "This is a revolutionary flavor. You have done great, chef. I hope to never see you again here."
Right back at you. Couldn't have done it without my sous chef.
I have a question. We have a little bit more time. The beetle has reached a long enough distance that it is approaching what would be the equivalent of sunset. You probably have enough time for one more either ability challenge, skill challenge, or technique challenge. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you want a fun NPC, you're going to want to do probably an ability challenge.
Oh, I said we do ability.
I mean, what else?
I
is
mean,
there?
of course.
I mean, did you guys see the massive worm on the hook that was just presented before us? Like, come on.
Well,
I
I'm just
mean-
saying, I have other NPCs around,
I-
but
I-
like, you know.
I was kind of planning just to kill the surfer guy again, but yeah, no, ability sounds great.
Spend
Oh, he's
round
down. You
two.
can do that as many times as you want. You won't gain tokens for it unless it's for a different type of ability. but
Van Houten might go back after that ordeal.
you're
but I'm
just stabbing him repeatedly.
just like, you don't know what I saw in there. I can't
Like,
look at a bagel
You're right.
anymore.
I have never died, and I never can.
Muffins are
um,
the devil. Yeah, I'm going to go with the ability.
Absolutely. What ability score you've already encountered? Dexterity saves that leave strength, con, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. I
Yeah,
have
also-
the names of these places if you would like.
I mean, I have expertise in investigation.
These are saving throws. So,
Although in
currently
the same vein,
the
intelligence is pretty
remaining
good for me.
saving throw areas for abilities are
Right,
Hell of a Brew, which is the strength save. Tiff and Taft's Terrible, but the Ibul is scratched out and replaced with Ific above it. So it's Tiff and Taft's
Terrific.
Terrific Tavern
Nice.
for Constitution. The Geomodome for Intelligence. The Philosopher's Hut for Wisdom. And Strut Your Stuff for Charisma. Out of those, which would you like to go to? You all kind of meet up and you're like, we have enough time for one thing.
You guys would not believe what happened to me in there. I would like to go to wisdom.
It was amazing. It was beautiful. The best thing I've ever seen.
About it. I drew it.
So,
Show us.
wisdom from the Owlin, Dr. Who.
You see Philosopher goes over to the Philosopher's hut, and she's just like, you know how like your grandma like cheesily poses in front of things for Facebook and like be pointing at them? That's what she's doing.
Absolutely.
Now,
Someone does take a picture, you're not sure how.
Yes.
So DM.
Yes.
So since I imagine we're all doing this last one together, are all of us going to end up needing to make wisdom saving throws, or are we assisting one person to make a wisdom saving throw?
I will allow all of you to make wisdom saving throws unless you don't want to, and then you can give someone advantage.
Okay, because wisdom is not great for me. It's only a +1.
Okay.
I love this idea.
I'm just putting it out there.
I either way, I think it's great. Honestly, I'm just gonna say, all of you are going to make wisdom saves. I've decided on it.
Nice.
Okay.
Also, real quick, thank you, Imperfect Librarians, for the raid 5 minutes ago.
Oh,
I missed
hello.
that.
Welcome
We missed
to
that.
our
Thank you so much.
realm
Thank
of
you. I appreciate it.
bonanza.
If you're still around.
As you approach the Philosopher's Hut, you see outside, kind of floating forlornly, there is a bugbear ghost. And they have a name tag that says Epicurious.
Oh, hey guys, I'm gonna go. I can't do ghosts. If you guys want to handle that, I don't like them.
Is it a problem?
Huh?
Is it a problem?
It's a scary ghost. I gotta go.
Ghosts.
You're
It's a
telling
ghost.
me you
Ghost.
just went
Listen to
through
the name.
the pits of
Ghost.
the ovens, and you can't handle a little ghost.
You know what?
I go up
Yeah,
loud
honestly,
enough that Epicurus can hear it. I will go up once again to the good doctor and once again say, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it," which is a quote from Epicurus. Just so you know.
Grandma, you just know how to get me going. I'm in. Let's go. Holy God, she's my rock. She's my rock.
Oh my
This
god!
is for- they get married after this campaign, is what happens.
I was going to say, this is how later they find out that Philosopher is actually Dr. Van Houten's grandmother. Like,
Yeah,
actual
10,000 years later, someone's going to be like, how did you two meet? And they're like, well, we met when we were going through a festival. And then Philosopher will say some random quote. And that's how it's going to be.
It just gets me going.
Life
It just gets me
infestations.
going. This is a
Yeah.
beautiful romance, better than Twilight. Keep moving.
I am going to ask, this is going to be a simple one. You're going to need 3 wisdom saving throws. Each person who enters there. You're going to want to try to beat a 16 on all 3 of them.
Oh boy, easy. Is there a penalty if we fail?
There will be no penalty. But there will be a different NPC interaction.
All right, we got this.
Okay.
First roll. Wait, all 3? Should we just knock all of them out?
Yeah, go for it. I'll start with Chef Pita. How are you doing?
Oh, just the first roll?
Yep.
And this is wisdom. 4
Wisdom.
on my first roll.
Okay. You don't need to roll the rest, because this requires 3 consecutive successes on this one.
All right.
For reference, what exactly happens in this hut? You see Chef Pita walk in and then immediately collapse. As you are sent into your own subconscious, you face your greatest fears. You are walking through a hellscape of ruined dishes.
No.
Flavorless.
Too much pepper.
tasteless, Too much pepper.
That one's
not
burned
enough
on the bottom.
salt. It is
That creme brulee is
terrible.
cracked. This is horrible.
You see an image in your mind of someone licking the beater and then using it to continue to mix their food. You are immediately just, oh god! And then enough time passes. I don't need you to make that save. Eventually your body is full on teleported out of the tent and is dazed, and you see the ghost move over to you, and he reaches behind, kind of pulls open his ghostly jacket, reaches inside, and pulls out a physical pamphlet that says, please join Epicurus's self-help group. for conquering your fears and becoming a better person. Do you take the pamphlet?
My fears of the culinary failures, they're what's made me great. But I can't hardly bear this. I need the pamphlet.
You take the pamphlet. As you go to grab it, he clasps your hand and says, all will be well. It is by facing the fact that judgment comes for us after death, or perhaps there is nothing, that we truly become stronger. And you find in your hand a bonus token.
Dang it.
I thought he was going to be a Scientologist.
Hey, I did it.
Hi, Drew. What's up, man?
Yes, Drew?
Thank you for the gifted rating.
So Kineros takes one look at what just happened to Chef Pita, and he's just like, not happening. And he immediately turns around and walks towards the intelligence saving throw place.
Absolutely. Crayola, are you also doing the wisdom save? I'm down if you don't want to. I'm fine. We can actually probably run a little bit past that 2 hours mark before we take our 15 if you all want to try a different save.
I'm good for wisdom. I'm down.
You're good for
I'm also
wisdom?
good for wisdom.
Philosopher is good for wisdom. Crayola, would you like to try a different saving throw or go somewhere else? Or
I kind of want to do the strength one,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
we don't have to.
I will start with Kineros because we've seen what happens at the wisdom one. Kineros, you go to the Geomadome. Floating in front of what appears to be this strange, like, lazy boy recliner with these metallic and glass, like, hexagons forming a sphere around it that float and rotate around this chair. There floats a bioluminescent illithid,
Nice.
a mind flare that alternates and shifts through the different colors of the rainbow.
Very cool.
As they kind of just float there, gazing out past the machine. They never make contact with you. You do see their name tag. It says Arithmetimothin.
Thank you so much, Spencer.
They beckon, and in your mind you hear, behold the wonders of math,
Lovely.
and beckon you to the Geomadome.
Oh boy.
Please roll. This one you will only need to be best 2 out of 3.
Oh, okay.
DC 16 intelligence save.
Okay.
This is your time.
That'll be a 16 for the first one.
16, that's the first one. Second save. This is
You
it.
got this.
Believe in
Got
the me
this.
that believes in you, bud. I believe in you, Dad. You got this.
That'll be an 11.
Okay, not enough. One more. This is your time.
Come
This is your
on.
time to shine.
Come on, Quinny. You got this.
Come on.
That'll be a 19.
19.
Whoa.
Your
Knocked out of the
mind
park.
is assailed with complex equations, long divisions. You're deriving equations. They rush your brain at such a speed that it's basically trying to overwork your mental capacity. You do think that you approach the speed that the Geomadome is, and you almost breach it, but not quite. But you do manage to survive the just assailing numbers.
While this is all happening, he just says to himself, "Joke's on them. In another life, I played a paladin."
The meme that we made of Drew with the numbers floating past him occurs.
Mather.
After
You step out of the machine. Your head is smoking a little bit.
Nice. Nice.
And the elephant says, "Wonderful. We have a mathlete competition. I am a high school teacher. If you would like to enroll, we would accept you. But first off, please take this token of my admiration and my interest,
I don't like
kind of
it.
hands you a little token.
I don't like it when the illithid does the because I imagine the tentacles doing something.
You gain the token from the Geomadome. I'm going to head over to the strength save. Crayola. You see at the Hell of a Brew station, there is a I would say probably late 20s, early 30s, green hag with a name tag that says Morda. And she says, "Oh, don't worry, darlings. It's just a replica. Step inside, test your strength." And you see that she is motioning to what looks to be kind of a weirdly shaped cauldron. And there is a big staff. You assume that she is implying that this cauldron is a replica of the mortar and pestle used by various figures in history. The pestle is constantly slamming down on the ground. Would you like to attempt the challenge?
Yeah.
You approach her. As you kind of watch her, you see her age slowly begins to increase. Do you think that it's kind of just a curse that she's affected with? That she is cursed to constantly age until she eventually reverts back to being young and then age again? But she approaches, you approach her. As you do, she says, would you like to take my test, dearie? You agree, I assume.
Yeah, I want to do it.
She snaps her fingers, and you are immediately shrunk and teleported into the cauldron. Above you, a massive pestle begins to slam down around you. Please roll 3 strength saving throws, DC 16,
Oh god.
to kind of cushion the blow of this massive pestle slamming down on you.
Okay.
First strength save. I should also say an important part of this NPC is that she has a sugarcane stick that she is constantly chewing on. First strength save.
That was a nat 1.
Nat 1.
Oh,
This is the best 2 out of 3. So the first one, you are just crunched. You're like, I've got it. Smush.
That is a great t-shirt, by the way, Lydia.
That is a good t-shirt.
Lydia, do better.
Do better.
Wait, this is Drew's superpower. Remember?
That might only be a power.
I so hope she gets a 2. Heck you.
Oh, dang, she's got prepared.
Dang.
Whoa.
Okay, number 2.
Language.
Watch your heckin' mouth, Lydia.
That's
How
a
you doing?
9.
That's a 9. You're like, it's okay. I'll get the number. And there's just a kind of smush as a rainbow of finger paints just crushes. There's like a splattering. She kind of looks over this massive, at this point in time, kind of an elderly woman leans over and says, "Oh, dearie, you're not looking very good now, do you?" She removes the pestle that continues slamming the ground outside of the cauldron. She reverses her snap. You take a deep breath after approaching death, and are outside of the cauldron, and she says, "It's okay, dearie." And then she momentarily pauses as you see the life fade from her eyes, and then from underneath her cloak, you see her two little tiny hands, and like a carapace of a bug, she climbs out of the body. It just kind of collapses into dust, and she is now a young child. She says, "It's okay. Most people don't succeed. It was a great try, though." As the body crumbs away, she plucks the sugar cane from her previous body's mouth, begins to chew on it.
That's disgusting. Why would you?
I would like to stay here, and can I just do face paint with this now?
Oh, absolutely.
Child
She seems very excited about it.
All right, what do you want? Do you want butterfly, unicorn?
I want to look like. Could you roll a d4 for me?
1.
Perfect. I would want to look like him. And you point over. You see off in the distance, Massifel, Lord of Slaughter, a massive carnivorous bison, which is a summer arc fae known for ravaging the countryside and ripping people limb from limb. blood covers this massive mane of fur that coats the entire body. You see that there are still like spears embedded in its flesh as it leaks this black tar-like ichor. And she says, "Oh, he is my favorite Arcfey."
Mommy,
And I just take red paint and just smear it down her face.
that's hilarious. I was just going to say, Mommy, can you please make me look like the homicide buffalo? That'd be great.
This is her favorite thing.
Oh my god.
That is excellent.
You look just like him.
There is at least 2 people still at wisdom, right?
Oh yeah.
Please make your 3 wisdom checks. This is a tough one. You know what's coming, so the DC has been reduced to 15 instead of 16.
Oh well.
The 2 of you, please
I
make
already
your
rolled
3
my
wisdom
first 16.
saves.
Okay.
So 1 success.
Yep.
So luckily I have so that's an unnatural 20 for my first roll.
Good enough. Second one.
This plus 6,
7,
that's
17.
that is going to be an 18 for me because
18.
plus 6 is awesome. Thank you,
Last
God.
one.
Ooh, natural 18 plus 2,
That's
non-natural
good
20.
Mine is going to be a 16. I got a 10.
That is
Nice.
that is perfect. You 3 both enter. You as
You
soon as you
3
enter,
both
you no
enter.
longer can see each other because you enter into your own subconscious.
Oh.
It's exactly what you would expect. Doctor, for you, it's you return to the oven.
Oh, yeah.
But like some part of you is like, I know what's coming.
There's a piece of me just like, I know what my new deepest, darkest fear is because I got it 5 minutes ago.
I saw this. Look, sometimes trauma hits and you don't see it for a very long time. Sometimes you see it immediately.
It's literally
just
around the
keeps
block.
Beating you with the sledgehammer.
Absolutely. So for you, it's just like lasagna, a casserole, a pie,
more
stuff
baked
like that.
goods.
Yeah.
Oh God, a cake. What am I gonna
Oh
do?
no! And they're like talking to you and like, join us back to the flames. You're undercooked.
By the way,
Um,
since this is his own subconscious, I think that means Dr. Von Houten gets his license to swear. I'm not going to do it here, but he's just screaming at those pies, whatever terrible thing
absolutely.
you can think of.
They do censor you with random beeps.
You would hate it. This is hell.
The worst part of your subconscious. And then philosopher, what is philosophy? A world without philosophy.
Exactly.
Madness.
It's a
Chaos.
world of only Kenkus.
People
So everyone
don't
is silent.
question it. They just work around as mindless drones. But instead of being afraid, you think to yourself, this is exactly why I took my name. So I could conquer this. You start just throwing out pamphlets, but they're blank! Gasp! You two both managed to succeed in the philosopher's hut.
I believe we walk out hand
Wow.
in hand. I would argue.
Yes.
Of course.
You stand up and you're like, together.
Birds forever.
Take a step out of the philosopher's hut. You are given 1 token, because you cannot gain multiple for the same thing. It goes into the pouch.
Nice. I pull it out of the pouch and hand it to the doctor.
You put it in your pouch. The total count of tokens remains the exact same.
Okay.
As that token is put into your bag, you realize that the sun has almost completely set. Just the barest rim of it still is cresting the horizon. All of a sudden, lights appear in the sky. Basically like spotlights swinging around, flashing. They all land on the members of your party. You're all teleported
Just like that,
to
huh?
a stage. You are standing, all 5 of you, next to each other in front of a table. Across from you, is another table with another 5 people behind it.
What do you mean by a stage?
I mean that there is quite literally what looks to be. Have you ever seen Family Feud?
Well, I was just asking
No
because
way.
for me, all the world's a stage, and I need to compete with this other Billy Shakes guy over here.
It
It's
is.
the only
It
way.
is. It is a. It is a. It looks like a game show stage.
Okay,
You
cool.
see, there appears to be just a full lich, who is
Nice.
floating around. Instead of a wand,
my
he has that
gosh,
like
yes.
long.
Please
like,
tell me
microphone?
it's Vecna. Please tell me it's Vecna.
It isn't Vecna. I can't guarantee that Vecna exists in this realm, but it is a lich, and the name of this lich is Query, as in a question.
Like the question.
So good.
So
good.
And he says-
Another
Good.
Q name. Another Q
no,
name.
he's got a whole thing. It's his whole. He's
got a
like the
shtick.
Riddler. God damn it.
no.
And he says,
I don't know if
welcome
I
everybody
didn't
to
know.
the
Oh, no.
final event of the night. It is the quiz show. We like to call it Wall Breakers. And as Wall Breakers is said, we
Because
are
we're
going
breaking
to
the
take
fourth wall.
our break tonight.
Grant, I'm disappointed that there's not a Wall Breakers
Aaron, is it
theme
because we're
song.
breaking the fourth wall?
I just sang it.
I can't guarantee that, but that is definitely what is implied. We're going to take our break tonight. It's going to
Chat,
be
stick
10,
around.
15 minutes. Stay
Don't leave.
where you are. Hold on to your seats. We're going to be back for a fourth wall-breaking quiz show for some fun Dungeons and Dragons
that
facts.
might
And
involve
then
chat. So
you mu-
maybe
well,
stick
I can't
around.
guarantee that, but you
We'll see.
must then steal the Staff of Autumn.
You will stick around and watch the game show. We will steal the Staff of Autumn.
This
Anyway,
is, I'm out of stuff to say. We can cut to the break now, Drew.
Ovens are scared.
Welcome everybody back. I forgot what the word I was trying to say. Welcome
Nice.
everybody
Got it.
back
We're doing
to this episode of the Paper Dungeon. It's the one shot. They're in Wall Breakers, the quiz show of a lifetime. The group has been journeying through the Festival of Feasts, kind of a way for this dryad who has stolen the Staff of Autumn to assert her power over the Fae and show, like, hey, I'm in charge now. This is what's up. Our group has been tasked with thieving that staff, which will come shortly following this quiz show. So, yeah, a fun little, like a live band is playing like the intro song. A floating lich garbed in this, like, it's like a weird, brightly colored suit kind of deal with a long
Nice.
wand that is tipped like one of those thin microphones.
Is he
Is it
Bob
pinstripes?
Barker? Is he Bob Barker?
He's very Bob Barker. He's like
Nice.
Bob Barker as a lich. His name
I don't know who
is
that
Bob
is.
Query.
Croner? Oh, that doesn't work.
That's
Never
a
mind.
little sus.
That is very sus. Pardon
They're
me.
blue light glasses. Chat, they're blue light glasses.
And he says, welcome for all of our lovely guests here at the show tonight. I'm going to start off with the team with the most tokens at the festival. Would you please introduce yourself, starting from you on my right? He points at you, Doctor.
Hello, I am Dolly von Houten. It is very nice to meet all of you. I am here to dominate.
Fantastic. I'm loving the exuberance. Next up, you, my friendly drow friend.
Hi, I'm Crayola. She just like throws paint in the air.
Wow, what a wonderful display. Next up, you striking young man. You look like you have a certain hat on. Have I seen you? Were you perhaps on the cooking show earlier?
Yes, indeed, my friend. My name is Chef Peter, the best chef in the whole world, and I got this big pot on my back that I make things with. And no more, no less. Thank you very much. Have a
Well,
good
it was
day.
a fantastic showing earlier today.
Yeah.
If I'm correct, you were the dish and you were phenomenal.
I was a
Next-
meal today. I was a meal,
Well, let
and
me
it
tell
haunts
you,
my
sir.
nightmares.
A whole snack.
every
You're
night.
looking like an absolute snack.
Yes, exactly. Very snack-like,
He
yes.
puts over at
Proceeds
the
to
next
scream
bird.
in his mind.
He says, hello there. I'm aware that you're a Kenku, but is there a way that you would like to introduce yourself?
No man's knowledge can go beyond his experience.
He kind of looks you up and down and then closes his mind and says, thanks to my mind-reading abilities as a lich, I have become aware that your name is Philosopher. It's a pleasure to have you on the
That
show.
is such an invasion of privacy.
Absolutely. Welcome to game shows. You had to sign a waiver. And last but not least, on the current head of the leaders tonight in Token Gathering, we have you. Please introduce yourself to the friends at home.
Yes, I'm Kineros, and I start juggling knives or something.
Fantastic! Of course, we have...
I would like Philosopher to wave at Maz in the crowd.
Yes, you can actually see,
Wizards of the Coast.
other than just the people that are, like, on the fairgrounds, there are, like, what appear to be viewing orbs floating above you. To give an approximation of number.
I love pondering orbs.
About 28.
Yeah, about 28 to 33 would be the range that you're looking at.
that's you guys.
33 at
I
the
think that
moment,
might be you
according
guys.
to the view
That's
counter.
So funny.
Oh, by the
Um,
way, Drew, quick question. You
Uh-huh.
said that you're juggling knives or something.
Yeah.
What's the or something out of that binary?
A dead body.
Chalky milk.
God, chonky milk. It's either knife juggling or chonky milk.
Could
Everybody.
be both.
But he's not
Um,
spilling the drop.
Chat
you
is in the
see-
game. Let's go.
You see the lich float across your competitors, and say, "And now, of course, we have the rivals. Please introduce yourself." And you see kind of a purplish tiefling say, "Hi there, my name's Lavar, L-A-V-A, and it's a pleasure to be on your show, Query." Get ready for a lot of inside jokes here. Query.
Classic.
Oh, no.
Following that, you have...
There's only one guy here to not get the inside joke. You see,
Heck
you're like, it's an
you.
inside joke, and I'm like, I know, I'm the one barred
Yeah.
off.
Oh,
Outside of it.
no, that was a warning that the next four are also inside jokes.
God damn it! All right, I'm here.
okay,
for
You
it.
see
I'll try
kind
to
of
figure it out.
a portly, overweight fellow, balding, who has just real thick rimmed glasses and then no weapons to be seen. And he says, "Hello, my name is Mel. I'm severely foresighted and also nearsighted and also a pacifist. I'm terrible with ranged weapons."
Never-
Following that, you have Katie, kind of this very weak-looking, almost sickly woman, who says, "Yes, my name is Katie. I've renounced the divine." Following that, you have a very well-to-do-looking gentleman who says, "Why, hello there. My name is Edmund. I'm a billionaire and successful
Gosh darn it.
philanthropist, and I am, frankly, an incredible man and leader of the party." And then you have, following them, it looks like some form of very basic, like, commoner almost, and it says, "Hi, my name's Naya. And I have neither found anyone to love, nor ever encountered anyone in either the divine nor hellish domains. It's a pleasure to be here."
Very nice.
Just so you understand the joke, Brill, they
you know
then
better- I
say,
don't
"We
remember.
are..."
You know what I've always found? It's always funnier when you have to explain the joke.
They say,
Please
"We
tell me.
are
That's a running
Destiny's
joke
Gamble,"
here.
which is
No!
basically a meme
No,
on
it's
our
real.
party. They are our
No!
doppelgangers that are the reverse of the characters that we
That's-
No.
That okay, so I need to time quickly. Just saying, great minds think alike. For my home campaign, I had a character named Berg. He had an evil doppelganger who was a gnome named Greb. I
Yep,
completely
that's-
support this.
That's the whole thing.
what
Our
it-
group's name is Fate's Gambit, and these are
Renai is
Destiny's
just
Gamble.
normal.
This is normal.
Yeah,
What
just
you're
Naya.
doing is very normal.
This is literally
something.
canon now.
So-
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Destiny Gamble, they are canon. And he says,
DJ looks
"All right
concerned.
then, let's start
Oh,
with the
I'm
show." There's like a boom, and the lights go down. Just focused on your side of the show. And he says,
The lights turn.
"Question one." As he says question one, your minds are salted with knowledge that you don't understand where it comes from. You see the world from a third-person perspective. In fact, it isn't even real. You're just sitting in a chair. What's going on? And some overweight guy with a beard is asking these questions to you.
And I'm suddenly an overweight guy with a beard. Life is
Exactly.
hard.
There's two of
Whoa.
them.
Whoa.
I get horns.
Question 1.
There's my horns.
Oh.
What were the 3 original classes in the D&D boxed set? A. Warrior, Holy Man, and Spellcaster. B. Cleric, Fighting Man, and Magic User. C. Fighter, Wizard, and Rogue. Or D. Pugilist, Mage, and Healer. You may discuss.
B.
I think it's C.
You guys aren't gonna like this, but I'm almost certain, without a shadow of a doubt, that Fighting Man is 100%.
Yes, Fighting Man is 100%.
100%.
Really?
Could we have the options repeated to us, please?
Yes, Warrior, Holy Man, Spellcaster. That's A.
Nope.
Cleric, Fighting Man, and Magic User. Fighter, Wizard, and Rogue. And then Pugilist, Mage, and Healer.
I'm going B.
Yeah.
We'll go B. We'll go
B
B.
is my vote.
Is that your final answer? You
Crayola?
can lock that in
If it's
specifically.
B, I'm gonna
Brill
be mad
first.
about it.
If it's
Yes,
B, I'm gonna
I
be
will
mad, she
lock
said.
in B.
Brill, for question 1, you lock in B. There's a drummel. Brrr. Ding! The lights go green. Cleric, Fighting Man, and Magic User were the 3 original classes.
Let's go!
I mean, we
Was
got
the
it right for that
33
red cross.
Game in
33 glowing orbs. Go crazy.
the whole cloud erupts in applause,
Thank you.
and they say, "Fantastic job!" Question number 2. Which of the following spells requires a leather loop as a spell component? A. Hold Person. B. Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound. C. Fabricate. Or D. Levitate. You may converse.
I think it's B.
I'm thinking B again. I mean, a
Well,
hound, a
never
leather.
I never cast that spell, so I don't know.
What was B again?
B is Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound.
No, and you said it's a leather
A
loop?
leather loop.
That sounds like a hold person thing to me.
I was
I'm
going to say,
feeling
hold
either
person
hold
person
felt like.
I thought
yeah.
hold person
I think hold
required more
person.
than a leather loop. I thought it required like changes.
That would probably also make sense. What were the last 2 again? C and D?
Fabricate and levitate.
I don't think it's fabricate.
Watch as it's fabricate, and we're all just like immensely wrong.
I don't think it's fabricate.
I don't think it's C or D. I could see hold person, and I could see Mordenkainen's Faithful Hounds.
Yeah.
Where do you get Morton Cannon's Faithful Hound? How does that come in?
I think about like a leash.
Yeah, like what I think. Yeah, like a
Oh.
leash.
That's a toss-up, man.
I say we
At
flip a
first I was
coin.
thinking like belt loop, but then I thought leash.
Lydia, you want to roll odd or even for us?
Yeah.
Odd
Let's go Crayola.
is
person?
hold person. Even is Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound.
Chat thinks it's A. Just saying.
Odd?
So
That would
hold
be
person.
B.
Hold person.
Odd is
B
A?
is. What?
B is
Odd is A.
What it?
B is
Okay.
even.
So hold
1,
person.
2, A, B.
So, Lydia, are you locking in hold person as your answer?
Hold person.
A.
Hmm.
The lights go red.
Oh, I knew it.
No, it's the Among Us. Doop.
Destiny's Gamble, you have a chance to steal. They're looking around like they have no idea what any of the words that were just said mean.
Oh, thank goodness.
Uh,
They don't speak common. Thank
yeah,
God.
they are
They don't speak
NPCs.
English.
They are not real people like the rest of you. So they're just gonna guess. They go for query. As a handsome tiefling, I
Very
think
good.
that the answer is C. Fabricate. Brr. Red lights. Incorrect. I'm sorry.
another
Back to
chance.
team number 1.
It's B. It's
You
gotta be
are
B.
left between B. Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound, or D. levitate.
It's definitely B.
I think it's B.
Gotta be B.
Going
We're gonna
with
lock
B.
in
Why
B.
not?
We're gonna lock it
And
in.
hey guys, if we were wrong, so was chat.
Chef
So that's
Peta,
nice.
Somebody voted D.
So, Chef
dare
Peta,
they.
you are locking in B. Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound? Chef
Yeah.
Peta?
Yeah.
Yes. Red. The lights
Oh.
go red.
Really?
Levitate.
You see the crowd is in awe.
Fate Lightning voted
the
right.
other team is like,
How?
and you see, so you are currently tied.
Wait.
You see that the person, Query, the Lich, says, well, let me tell you, folks, a leather loop really lets you pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
I hate
They
that.
move
So
on to the next
I'm
question.
upset. Aaron, I hate you.
Wow.
That was bad.
That was.
All right,
Um,
keep it coming.
I'm mad at whoever made that.
I'm going to be
It
real
really
embarrassed.
is.
Yeah,
It really
okay.
is. The components are either a small leather loop or a piece of golden wire bent into a cup shape with a long shank on one end. I'm so upset.
I really
It
am.
lets you. It lets you pick something up and hold it there.
That's
picking
so
yourself up
silly.
by your bootstraps.
Oh, okay.
That is so silly.
the worst
hate
part is
D&D.
I
love
thought
it, but
about
I
that,
hate it.
Aaron.
Uh-huh. So, question 3. The Shambling Mound. And this question is directed at Destiny's Gamble. They will have first option on this because they answered the last one correctly. The Shambling Mound is immune to what damage type? A. Lightning. B. Ice. C. Fire. Or D. Acid. They are going to roll. I'm going to miss my box with a D4.
Nice.
Going to roll it
per
again.
usual.
You see Mel says, is it A. Lightning? Green.
What?
No!
I knew
The
that one.
Shambling
That
Mound
was acid.
is immune, and not only immune, says the announcer, they actually are healed by lightning damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is
Are we
2
for real
points.
losing to Destiny's
Well, with
Gamble
Aaron,
right
This is
now?
They're
embarrassing.
Range is
professional, they're
1-1.
professional adventurers.
Guys,
And we're professional D&D players.
I was about to say, I actually have an entire thing where I give advice about D&D, so we got to turn this shit around.
This is
Yeah, all right.
ruining our reputation.
Roll
For our
it,
guests,
roll it,
we
roll
need
it.
to not embarrass the guests today.
Please, guys,
We got this,
guys, I
guys.
can't lose my career here. Come
Question
on.
4, directed at Destiny's Gamble. What is both the AC and DC to hit or escape a thrown net in D&D 5th edition?
This is a Doc question. Where
Is
is
it
Doc?
A, 15, B, 13, C, 11, or D, 10? Destiny's Gamble thinks for a little bit. They say, you see that Katie kind of says,
Katie.
well, my poor sick frame and my lack of muscle and strength. I would have a lot of trouble escaping a net, so I would think the higher number, 15? A? Brr. Red.
Let's go.
You have the chance to steal team number 1. Is it B, 13, C, 11, or D, 10 to either escape or hit a thrown net?
So we need to start from the assumption that nets are garbage.
Right. I agree.
And that
So it's-
only people like my co-host for my podcast would ever use a net on a character. He's a monster. God, where is Doc when I need him?
I'm thinking
Okay,
what?
would you repeat the answers again? It's 10, 13,
13,
what?
11, and 10.
I want to
11,
say
okay.
13,
It's
but I'm
not
going to be
10.
real embarrassed if that's wrong.
I think
I'm thinking
I wanna say
11.
11.
I was going to
11?
say I am leaning 13.
So we're split. Drew, it's up
I
to
trust
you.
Drew.
Because
Drew,
it's like,
Yep.
will
it's
be
escaping it.
Drew,
Drew
13
will be
or
our
11.
breaker here.
And Lydia, if I'm wrong, I'm sinking both our TikTok careers.
What? What, man? Come on.
What a threat.
I mean, for a net?
13, 11, or 10.
A net? Who uses
All
a
right,
net?
cue the
What
math.
It feels like a 13.
A 13? Are you locking
All
in
right.
B as your answer? 13.
Is that for me or for philosopher?
This is for you. You are the deciding factor.
Oh, I am? Okay. Yeah, locking in 13.
Excellent. The lights go red.
Ah,
Well, there goes my
Between
TikTok career.
11 and 10.
Lydia, we gotta give up.
Chat was even calling you the
we are
Chalky Milk
terrible
King.
at this.
Oh God.
You see Destiny's
50-50.
Gamble.
You just see the smile on his face. He's
Edmund
totally
says,
right.
Edmund.
well, I frankly have no idea, because to escape a net, I would simply slash at it with a sword or break through, just dodge it, because I am very capable and have never fallen unconscious in my life.
Okay.
So I would assume it's relatively easy. How about the opposite of my companion's answer? How about 10? D. Brrr. Ding! The light goes green.
Gross.
Nets
We're all
are
wrong.
terrible.
We're all wrong.
And wait,
Why
who
are we
answered
so
that
bad?
one? Who was the answer for that one? Like, who answered that?
Oh, that was Edmund.
Drew.
Gross.
Oh, Edmund.
I hate Edmund. I don't even know who he is.
Me
but
too.
he's-
I
We
am
all
too.
hate Edmund.
I-
And
All right.
Edmund, too.
Van Houten has this like bloodshot rage look at Edmund, and I know who's going in the oven next.
Well, he's very
Oh, shoot.
Just so you know, Edmund is Grant's parody character.
Oh.
Hi.
I figured I'd tell you that.
So that
I
actually
play-
works
I
out
play-
pretty well.
Yeah, that works
I
great.
play Edward, and this
Oh.
is Edmund. Yeah, not
Right.
great.
I'm sorry,
Um,
I only know you as this Italian man. So
Well, it's more like New York.
Number
but yeah.
5. Going back to Destiny's Gamble. What 1982 movie about the dangers of Dungeons and Dragons featured a young Tom Hanks?
I know this one.
Answer A, BADD. B,
I saw
The
this
Tunnel. C,
Nope.
Mazes and Monsters. Or D, Dark Dungeons. They have no idea who Tom Hanks is.
Oh, boy.
They say
Please don't get it right.
it's Naya says, well, I'm a very average person, and I'm very lonely. So I could only assume the tunnel, because it's empty of other people, I guess?
Wow, Destiny's
The
Gamble
lights
sucks.
go red.
As
The
they're
question
winning.
moves back
That's
to
it.
you.
The answer is Mazes and Monsters, where at the end of Mazes and Monsters, Tom Hanks loses his mind to the terrible game of Mazes and Monsters and believes he's in a fantasy world and he can't escape. And it was with a very, very not found out Tom Hanks. The answer is Mazes and Monsters. I don't even need to look.
I'm so happy you're here, bro.
DJ, you
So
have
happy.
final word.
Oh, my goodness. Mazes and Monsters is a cult classic among
Ah.
D&D players.
Listen,
And anybody who knows their salt about D&D would know that it's obviously Mazes and Monsters. So that's why I'm
Exactly,
gonna
that's what I was
thrill,
thinking.
because I don't know the answer.
I
I was going to say,
I was about to
DJ's
say,
never
if-
seen that movie.
if he actually knows Mazes and Monsters and quotes Shakespeare, I might fall in love tonight.
You know,
So you are-
if that's
you
what
know?
it takes, I can go watch the movie.
Locking
Mazes and
in
Monsters,
C
lock
is
it
your
in.
answer. Brrr, ding, the light goes green. The announcer says, interesting fact, BADD, or BAD, was the movement against Dungeons & Dragons, which followed that movie. It stood for Bothered at Dungeons & Dragons.
Bothered
is-
at
What a
Dungeons and
terrible
Dragons.
name.
And
You'd think they'd
although
come up with something more
Dark
clever.
Dungeons was also a movie created to preach about the dangers of Dungeons & Dragons, it sadly did not feature Tom Hanks.
Can I give
I
you?
would love to react to
Eric,
that.
I hate doing this. Can I give you one more factoid because I love
Yes,
the back
please
thing?
do.
There was actually a very big schism within that movement on whether or not they do bad BAD or bad BADD because it's
Yep.
Dungeons and Dragons. And that
Yep.
was like an actual, like, guys, we need
Oh,
to
100%.
figure out our movement. Two D's
also,
or one.
Gather around the round
Answer
table.
B, the tunnel, was kind of a little loose base on the thing that spawned the Mazes and Monsters movie. Because there was a real-life incident where someone disappeared in the tunnel, they think in the tunnels below a college, and then later died. And they blamed Dungeons and Dragons for that fault. I believe his mother was a big part of the bad movement, basically caused the whole satanic panic. So, real fun time at question number 5.
Question number 5, our
Great
dark
time in the
past.
Going back to group number 1 after answering that question correctly. Question number 6. What is the name of Xanathar the Beholder's goldfish?
Oh.
Answer A. Zushax.
Nope.
B.
No.
Lopen.
No.
C.
No.
Silgar. Or D. Karukas.
I'm pretty sure
It's got to be Karukas.
Isn't it Silgar?
You guys are gonna hurt me. I
Grant's
know
up
this.
here. I don't do Dungeons and Dragons.
I do know this one, and I do want to hear where you guys are at. What do you guys think it is?
I'm thinking it's
pretty sure
the
it's
D.
But I'm getting a gut feeling that I'm about to disappoint you.
You probably are.
Would you
Which
like
one?
a-
I mean, I'm really good at disappointing
one?
people,
Repetition
so-
of the words?
Okay, I didn't hear the lettering exactly. Which one is the Seagar or Saigar?
Silgar is
Silgar.
C. And we are back to you as the final decision.
It is number C, please.
Yeah.
C. Number
That's
C,
right.
clocking in number C.
Emma loves his goldfish.
Ding! The light
He
goes
pronounced
green.
it.
Xanathar's
Let's go.
goldfish is named Silgar. Zushax
my
is
gosh.
actually the current name of Xanathar, because Xanathar is a title.
Yes.
Oh, of course.
The Xanathar, yes.
I'm loving Grant here. He's like, I don't know any of these.
I just like talking to a like-minded DM. If we want to kick the rest of these guys out, we can.
Please, we are on to question
Table
number
scrap?
7. The points are tied.
Oh,
Which
great.
of the following is not a warlock patron?
Okay.
A.
Okay.
Fathomless.
Okay.
B. Abyssal. C. Undying. Or D. Undead.
Abyssal.
Abyssal.
It would be Abyssal.
Abyssal,
Abyssal.
obviously.
Abyssal.
Crayola with the
mean,
lock in.
Our warlock
Abyssal.
cleric.
Wait,
thinks
wait.
so.
Aaron, why did you go from a great Tom Hanks question to the most popular class in D&D? Everybody knows.
Look,
Warlock.
because
So
I can't throw
Abyssal.
bangers at you
Abyssal.
24/7, all right? You guys were tied with Destiny's Gamble,
Abyssal.
and they don't even know what any of the words are. All right? I
I have to
can't
throw
throw
us a ball
heaters.
because we suck.
If I throw 100-mile-an-hour fastballs every pitch, I'm going to throw out my shoulder, all right?
Bro, give
The
me some
light goes
curves at
green
least.
doesn't even need a drum roll, all right? Look, it's the opening pitch, and I'm an old woman. That's all that you need to
No,
know.
I'm an old woman. Get it straight.
We are all old women in the eyes of the Lord. Continue, please.
Your
Fantastic,
face, Brill. Your
The
face.
Undying and Undead, although very similar, are from 2 different books, and one of them is much worse than the other. Question
They're
8.
They're both kind of garbage.
They're not great, but it's
Not
amazing that you
good.
can go from garbage to just so much worse than garbage.
Yep.
Question 8. What damage is a Rakshasa vulnerable to?
Ooh.
Is it A, piercing damage from a magical weapon wielded by a good aligned creature?
What
B.
the heck?
Okay.
Slashing from a weapon made of cold forged steel? C, thunder damage from a 6th level or higher spell? Or D, force damage from a 7th level or higher spell?
Oh,
I
God.
think-
Yeah,
think it's C.
yeah.
So,
You were
Rakshasa-
talking smack.
I know.
Rakshasas are the tigers with the backwards facing.
I know.
claw.
Yeah.
And here's and here's the worst part. This is you going back to like that early edition nonsense because all of those answers you put in are classic early edition nonsensical.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
Yeah,
this is in the
but-
5th edition monster manual.
I know it's in the 5th edition monster manual, but I know where it comes
this is
from.
deep
yeah,
callback. 100%.
yeah, no, this is
What?
Rakasha nonsense goes back to first edition.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say it's one of the 2 weapons. It's either the piercing damage from a good aligned or
I wanna
slashing from a
say
cold forged steel.
B.
I think I
Can I say one thing real quick? I
love-
don't know what this creature is.
A Rakshasa is I believe, a demon?
Yes, they are a devil.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, a
they're-
devil.
It's a demon.
It's a fiend.
Yeah.
That is a sentient tiger with 2, I think, left hands.
No,
Uh,
it's
just
hands.
backwards
The hands are
hands.
backwards.
Their hands
Are
are
they
Yeah,
just
its
backwards?
hands are
Yeah,
backwards, and
I
it's
wanna
very
say-
uncomfortable.
I
Oh,
want to
gotcha.
say B.
That's what they look like. I'm
I'm-
not looking at the stat block, but that's what they
Chat.
Someone
thinks
take a picture.
B. Hey.
It's the
Chat
like
thinks
the
B.
steel
Yep.
cold.
one.
The
Is what
slashing
Uh,
damage from
you
I-
will
I-
have final answer on this, I believe.
Me?
Oh, wait, no. It
No,
will be
it's
Chef
Chef P.
PETA who has
Yeah.
final answer.
I
Sorry, the last
Well, it's
question went by so
just
fast.
my kind of question.
my vote is going for B.
I would
B?
agree.
Are we,
Sure. Yeah,
Chef
good to
PETA,
me.
would you like to lock in B as your answer?
What's the host's name again?
This is Query.
Well, query. I must say, I think it's a B. I'm locking it in.
The light goes red.
Oh no!
Chat, you
I felt
lied to me.
confident.
Destiny's Gamble, you will have a chance.
This is neck and neck, and I don't like
Steal.
it.
I didn't expect
And they're rolling
this.
a D4.
Yup. It is back to the top for them. Laval says, well, Query, I have to say, I am incredibly wealthy and incredibly beautiful, and I just love to talk. So I think that the answer's going to be, because I know that Rakshasa are immune to spells of too low of a level, that it has to be D. Force damage from a 7th level or higher spell. Incorrect. The light goes red and it's back to team 1.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
Then
So
I
means
would
it has to be C,
So now
right?
it's a 50-50 between piercing damage from a good aligned creature that has with a magical weapon or thunder damage of 6th
6th
level,
level or higher.
But Laval
okay,
just
We
said
also
that he's
know
immune
that
to lower levels.
Rakshasas are not overly hard demons. They don't have a high CR.
Well,
so I
not-
don't think the 6th level would be necessary.
I don't-
Right,
yeah.
and on top of that, if this is a thing from 5e or has survived through the editions, that means there has to be spells within those editions that can actually do a force damage at that high level, which most spells can't. So I'm gonna go with A. That feels like
A.
way more of a
Piercing damage.
possible. thing.
However,
That'll be, I
counterpoint, Aaron might be giving us a hint with Laval by saying it's immune to lower levels.
Grant, all of us knew that
Grant, you're
already.
wrong.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Oh.
It's okay.
Grant
trying to-
tries so hard, and I'm proud of him every time.
Hey,
That's
you're
what
a
I-
cheat
you
out
just
there.
summed up how
you'll
all
lose
of the
that
chat
quickly.
feels.
So, Caneros, are you locking in A, piercing from a magical weapon wielded by a good aligned creature?
Yes, I am.
The light goes green. That is correct.
Good job,
Rakshasas.
Lydia.
guys.
Another bit of a
High five,
hint
Lydia.
to why that would be the case. Things that carry over from previous editions, alignment.
Yep.
We gotta love that alignment chart, right?
Alignment, and you know what doesn't carry over? Force spells.
Force damage.
Yeah.
That's the two. We move on to the next question.
More questions. That makes me
It
so
is
happy.
currently sitting at 5-3. I'm going to tell you right
Nice.
now, I have 10, and you are at question number 9.
I'm so excited.
How much GP worth of powdered diamond is needed to cast Glyph of Warding? Is it
Oh, it's
A,
50.
50, B, 100, C, 200, or D, 250?
And this
Actually,
is
don't
gold.
know. I just said 50.
This is gold's worth of powdered diamond.
I'm pretty sure it's,
Okay, what is
100.
what level is Glyph of Warding?
That's a great question.
I believe
Fourth
it's
or
like
fifth?
fifth or sixth, yeah.
No,
It's the what-
I think it's 3 or 4 because I have access to it.
Oh,
Isn't it kind of outrageous how much it costs?
I mean, it
Well, it's
absolutely
fairly
is.
expensive for the spell,
Yeah.
but you just mark an item with a thing with like a glyph, and then whenever the trigger happens, it does whatever. The
Yeah,
thing does,
it blows up.
Blow
Right.
up or
That
yeah.
I'm thinking on the cheaper side, unless they want to just really fuck up their economies in this magical world. I'm
I
thinking
mean,
cheap-
I know it's fairly
Cheaper.
expensive for the spell.
okay.
Okay, so Aaron, just
This
to
will be
clarify,
And the reason I
philosopher
remember-
being the final answer here.
is
The
50,
reason I remember
100,
this is because of Aaron using these against us and talking about how expensive they were. I thought it was going to be 500 gold pieces.
50, 100, 200, or 250?
100 or 200, I feel would be
Yeah.
the right amount of ridiculous for it.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm going to lean towards 200 then.
You want to go with 200? That feels like risky business, kid.
I feel like it's
I think
less
it's
risky
100.
than 100.
You
think it's 100? Multiple people think it's 100?
More
I
people
think it's
think
250.
Well, that's what
Chef PETA puts his foot down.
you know what? I'm gonna be brave and bold for once in my life. I'm gonna choose C. I'm gonna suggest C and
200?
toss the 200. Toss 200 out into the universe. Who knows?
I
I'm
was
sorry.
leaning towards 200.
Chat thinks it's 200 as well. Not
I
trying to
tried-
muddy the decision.
I'm gonna
Just
go with
saying.
Lydia. Lydia, what do you think?
No think.
No,
Brain head
just
empty.
No,
thanks.
think
See,
only game.
We're gonna lock in. I don't have.
Lydia,
a
we need
philosophical-
you.
No, every time I've given my
wait.
opinion, it's been wrong.
Hey,
Philosopher
please
asks-
help.
Philosopher asks Crayola, and Crayola just throws paint into the air.
Woo!
But could it land? Could the paint land in the shape of the right answer?
That would be
Yes.
great.
It's augury. That's how augury works. You just throw the paint in the air.
Look, it's Snake from earlier.
Oh my goodness, that is
Funny.
Snake from earlier.
I'm-
TJ, I know you're looking for a quote, but you
I know
can
there's a
press the
specific one I'm
button.
looking for. We are. What? Just a sec, I got one.
Is
No,
it?
I don't
Is it?
know.
How
the
many
spe-
quotes do you
Are
have?
you looking? Are you looking for the speech for
125.
Independence Day? What's your next big
Yes.
magnum opus?
Yes.
The Declaration of
Um,
Independence.
He just reads the script from the B movie.
Oh
Here we go.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, yes.
buzz.
Everybody quiet. Everybody quiet.
Oh my gosh, this is too much pressure. Madness is something rare in individuals, but in groups, parties, peoples, and ages, it is the rule. And then she
Slave
makes a
C.
C.
What?
You see
we're all mad.
the lights dim as a brrrr, and they all go green. It is 200 GP to cast Glyph of Warding as a third level spell that cannot be moved from its location more than 5 feet, but you can choose to input a spell as the spell that goes off when it is triggered.
Oh,
I'm
that
so happy.
is such nonsense for a fantasy economy. But hey,
Yes,
other
it
bird boys,
makes-
other
it's
Birdman up top for the birds. Birds all day. Let's do it. Go birds.
There's like a wet,
Birds.
like
Bird
some
box.
feathers. It's like a
But feathers
because it's
fall.
like bone versus feather.
Ew, that's
yes.
bad.
Bone going against soon to be Bone, which
Exactly.
is
I
it
like
just
pick up the feathers and like try to
clack.
get them to stick back on me.
Last question. I'll be honest. You have it in the bag. Question number 10. The 5th level spell. I believe it is pronounced Geish or Gios, but not Gios because that's incorrect. Lasts for 30 days. How long does it last if you cast it at 8th level?
oh god.
Option A, 30 days. Option B, 120 days. Option C, until dispelled. Or option D, 1 year.
Okay, so the question here is more along the lines of: do ritual spells that make something that lasts for a long period of time, does casting at a higher level actually extend said spell, or does it just change the effects of some spell? Because this to me
That is the
smells like a fucking trap from a dungeon master. I'm gonna go A.
I agree.
I
Typically,
like
I
that
believe
answer.
rituals change the effects more than
Right.
change the
And-
amount of
and-
time.
I don't
And-
know.
I
To-
do
to be-
appreciate
to-
Grant pretending that he knows anything about magic in this
I'm
game.
for real. I
No,
have
He
ritual
does
capture
because I
So-
taught him a little
Yes.
bit when we were
And
working
For example,
with character
plant
stuff.
growth. Plant growth is different. It does a totally different thing as a ritual spell.
I think it does go longer.
Well,
Oh,
see,
shit.
here's.
But it might be.
I might be
go longer
wrong.
for this
Okay,
one.
I
do
don't
we-
know
do
whatever
we-
I'm
do we
talking
all-
about.
Do we?
Lydia,
does
I
any- do any of
trust
us
you
know
more
the
than I
base
trust
level?
me.
I
The
don't
base
do
level
that.
of chaos.
Base-
Ge-
the
Geos?
base-
The base
The base
level of
level
Geish,
is fifth
as
level.
in the question, is
Like
5th
I want to
level.
say
It's fifth level.
like it goes to like a year, but I don't
No,
know.
because
So-
I'd be down with trying that.
because
Eighth
typically
level for a
the
year.
only
Don't-
time that
I don't
stuff
feel good about it.
lasts. So I don't think it's a year or until dispelled, because until dispelled really is only for like 9th level stuff.
And
usually.
and I should also
Hmm.
mention, usually spells, when they are increased or something like that, there's a metric to which you can track for per level what's happening. So if
Right.
it's a 5th level spell, then it's like add another 10 days or add another 10 days or add another 10 days. That's how you do it. So you wouldn't ever really end up with at like 8th level you would get a year. That wouldn't happen, I don't think. There would have to be a different metric that you could actually track per level. Unless, again, Wizards of the Coast could be on crack, so I could be way out of my ass.
That's what I was going to say. Here's what's going to happen.
I feel like it's either
bones,
it's either 30 or 120. I feel like personally, I think it's either 30 or 120.
There's no
Real,
120.
you will have the final buzz in here.
I do think it's funny that because Wizards of the Coast is fairly
option?
consistent with rules. No, it's
120 is option B.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was 100. But I do think it's going to be funny when we talked ourselves out of the correct answer because of our knowledge of how the game usually works.
Yeah, well, I just think that this is like classic evil dungeon master.
I know. I would agree. A would be my choice.
At the last question, you do the trick. Tale of Zelda's time, Song of Zelda's rhyme, beauty, and this bullshit. So I am going to say A. Most likely.
You lock in A?
I will lock in A, despite the fact that I'm worried about Lydia and her bones.
Red.
Oh,
let's go red. The question moves over to Destiny's Gamble.
I swear, if Lydia was
we'll
right.
roll the dice. Don't look yet. You still have an answer if they fail this.
Philosopher.
Wow.
They say
I'm gonna.
It goes to I believe it's Mel now.
I'm hanging up my DM hat, by the way.
Oh, no.
Sir, it's really hard for me to see. He leans really close to the buttons. It's really hard for me to see which one because my eyesight's so bad. And he goes to press a button, he misses. Goes to press again, he misses again. He goes to press a third time, lands on
first two
C.
should count.
No, he just misses the button entirely.
Yeah, I think that counts.
He
as
goes for C until dispelled. Brrr, incorrect. The lights go red. It is back to you. You have 120
50-50.
days or 1 year.
I almost want to go for 1 year just because Lydia thought it.
I have the final answer.
I feel
You
it's
have the
120.
final answer.
I'm not
Nobody
listening to anybody. I'm saying a
120 is the
year.
only thing that makes sense to me.
Yes. Lydia, I'm so proud.
The light goes green.
Yeah.
Yeesh is a unique spell in that 6th level. Changes nothing about it. Both 7th and 8th level lasts for 1 year, and 9th level makes it last until dispelled.
Right.
Nice.
Guys,
Thank you, everybody, for coming to Wall Breakers. We have a new champion of the night with a startling 7 correct answers of Rule Breakers. Do you have a team name?
we're
What
the Hooters.
The Hooters!
No.
Oh no!
Thank you for coming to this game show tonight. You see the stars whirl above you as you have finally crested over. The sun has dropped behind the horizon line. The lights above you, the viewing orbs, begin to wink out as you are immediately moved from that enhanced mental state where all of that knowledge from a different dimension coursed through your mind. Everyone is left stunned, and you notice that a little thing that has been dangling out of sight, out of mind, above the entire festival grounds, a small wooden staff, has descended up until this point directly into the quiz show area.
Wow.
The crowd is stunned. All of their eyes look dazed as they have no idea what just happened for the past hour and 19 minutes. They are flabbergasted. If there was ever a time to steal the Staff of Autumn, it is now. What do you do?
We steal the flippin' Staff of Autumn.
I would like to roll. Who has the best sleight of hand?
Where's it at?
It is in the center of the stage. It's probably about 30-ish feet from you, so one movement action.
I'd like to Misty step over there.
I will absolutely allow you to do this. Could you roll a sleight of hand with advantage?
Oh wait, that dice has been mean to me. I'm not rolling that one.
Could Chef
that would
create a
be
distraction as well?
I will absolutely allow that to be the case. You'll get a +2 to this roll.
Sleight of hand
from-
is a
Yeah.
dirty
From me?
20.
Dirty 20.
Is that with your plus 2?
Excellent. That's just with the assistance from Chef Peta. You would get an additional +2 to that.
Chef
Oh,
Peta totally
yeah,
grabs
that's
a
what I'm
fake
asking.
thing and says, "I need it for, whatever." It's just literally a fake creature, and he's just
Look
causing
at
chaos.
me!
He's like, "I need it for a different flavor
I'll
profile.
bake you in
don't
a pie.
I'll bake you in a pie," and then who
So
whatever
you-
is over there freaking out.
Unbeknownst
It's all great.
to the rest of the crowd, it's actually easier because you are in the Feywild. You are going across their standard means of travel as you misty step, literally walking on clouds for a brief moment as you enter into the ethereal plane directly next to the staff, and then very nonchalantly just pluck it. The moment that it enters your hand, a thunderous scream emanates off in the distance on the mountain. That stag horn of the beetle. You see a shape flying through the sky towards you. It appears to be just a whole woman. A dryad of sorts.
Just a whole lot of women.
Just a whole lot of
Just
woman.
a whole lot of women coming this way.
Just launching
Whoa,
through the
whoa.
sky. Literally, like,
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
the
whoa, whoa,
earth
whoa.
and ground that has been like put onto this stag beetle is erupting, and as she approaches the arena, she stops in front of you and says, "You have no right to that. It was rightfully stolen and rightfully mine."
Well, I got it.
You could assume that this is Samaya, a dryad that is most likely the one who stole this staff. Upon hearing this declaration and you saying those words, the game show host momentarily pops out of his trance and says, "I'm sorry, does it appear as though we have a battle over right to ownership?"
No way.
The crowd goes on.
Bro, is that considered a daily double here?
He says, "It may be a surprise to you folk, but I was prepared for this exact occasion. Flip the set." And literally, the tables flip over into what appear to be there is a set of chairs and stuff, a little bit of a wall, there's a cage. The other chairs flip over, and there appears to be a seated riser situation. And he says,
Nice.
"Folks, we have a special on what could be assumed nighttime TV tonight. We have a court case. It is Samaya versus the Hooters for right to ownership of the Staff of Autumn. We have today our special guest jury." Literally out of the crowd, multiple people are just boom, 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 just teleported into the jury section.
Nice.
Out of the jury, you have a small-sized myconid with a cape.
Please tell me
A
it's what I think he is.
fair-boned horned elf who
Nice.
appears to just be "Well, I just don't know what's going on here." There is a massive ancient pine ent
Nice.
that is just kind of huddled in a ball because it is way too big for these risers, and just a normal cat.
a normal cat.
Absolutely. You are put on the defendant's side as Samaya is placed on I honestly don't know my legal terms well enough, the person who's going at it. And you are suddenly in a very
Prosecutor.
Phoenix Wright court scene.
Objection!
Very much so. I'm going to
Very
tell you
good,
how
DJ, very good.
this will work
Thank you.
out.
Thank you.
These are the Fae, and your mind kind of goes through a couple words. I'll get to it in just a second, Brill. You remember Snake's words. It's the Fae. Anything really goes.
Nice.
Don't think that they have a very formal legal system. Your goal is to impress them in a way that would prove to them that you have the right to take this staff. It really doesn't matter how you do it. If you want to use legal jargon, you can do it. If you just want to do a nasty, fakey to boneless, Like, you can do that. Like, how do you want to convince this jury that this staff should be rightfully yours? Brill, you have a question.
No, I would like to go first.
Oh, absolutely. First up, on the stand, we have this little owlin fellow, Doctor Who.
Well, everybody, I am just a humble country owl.
You
Good
are the
boy.
one in the lasagna.
Yes, that was I. That was I in the meal. But I would like to convince you something else. Everyone, brothers, sisters, friends, comrades of all ages.
Please start recording.
You want this goofy Earth lady to own this when you could have me, the meal god of death, a lord who will give you lasagna every day. I will make the lasagna great again. I will do things for the Feywild that we have not seen yet. But what does she do? Pop out, yell at you, make you feel bad about yourself. Not
Will
I.
you stop outsiders from entering the Feywild?
Absolutely.
Holy
Absolutely.
crap.
Now, we're going to have to work on what that looks like, to be honest. But we'll get there. And I know all of you like to steal and eat babies. That will not change.
The
That will
crowd
not
goes up
change.
from the hag aisle.
No.
God.
Babies will be eaten. Ages will be stolen. The Feywild will be under the rulership of owls once again. Thank you, God. You're
the
welcome.
avian isle erupts. The hag isle. One of them is
Whoa.
literally like freaking out so much they begin to froth at the mouth and pass out.
And I would like to
Please
roll either,
whatever check you would like.
either persuasion or deception.
Your
But
choice.
I'm going to go with deception because that felt like a lie.
No, that's absolutely a lie. There's no way there's that many babies.
+3. That's a 22, baby.
Excellent. I will also state,
22 babies?
if you are in trouble, you are allowed to expend a token to add +2 to your roll. This goes from your total pile. You have 10 tokens.
Nice.
May I use all 10?
I mean, you could. So I'm going to need all of you to make a roll. This is shared.
Okay.
So it isn't just you.
Oh.
You're going to need, this is going to be a group check. It can be whatever check you would like. You're going to need 3 out of 5 to be over a certain DC.
You know, I like the idea of Brill using at least one here to meet the 25 DC, you know, just to really be safe.
Yeah. 25.
If you expend a token to get up to a 25, you have 9 tokens remaining. You think without a doubt you have the cat on your side.
Okay.
You've got the cat. The cat's in the bag is basically what I'm saying.
As long
Very
as we
nice.
have the hag vote, I think we're good. Guys, roast battles is the best way to go.
You have, there's a brief rebuttal from Samaya who says, "This staff has always been mine. I didn't steal it. It was mine from the very beginning." And the crowd's like, "Oh, yes, of course." And the other's like, "Well, we are somehow vaguely related. You seem reliable." Next up, Crayola, you're raising your hand. It seems like you have a thing planned. Crayola, one at a time.
Yep, sorry.
I know you both have like name sounds.
In seeing this, Crayola has learned one thing from this experience, and that was that Von Houten was not worthy of the sword.
Yes.
So
Cries.
Crayola still has the staff, right?
Oh yeah, it's within reach, basically laying on the bench.
Is she able to pick it up?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She's going to pick it up, and while she's going over there, she's going, "I learned one thing from today, and that is he's not worthy for a sword, but maybe he's worthy for the staff." And I pick up the staff and I go to bring it over.
Absolutely. You pick it up in your hand. What check would you like to make for this?
Well, I'm not done yet.
Oh, what?
I have a point to prove.
Oh no.
Ooh.
So I'm assuming that, do you pick up the staff that is offered to you?
I mean,
She's
of
totally
course,
gonna pull
of
the
course,
rug out from under you.
the staff being held to me feels like a coronation. Of course, I'm going to grab onto it. Naturally, I'm the meal god of death.
It has chosen him, and then she immediately rips out this paper. I've literally had this for so long, and she's just gonna hand it over to the dryad.
Not worthy, but have a sword.
That's
amazing. Is there a check that you would like to make with this?
I don't know, man. What would you
what would you like? I'll whatever it is. Since you came with a prop, you have advantage.
May I make an offering? That feels like she just casually casted the most amazing vicious mockery I've ever seen. I don't know if she normally gets that as a spell, but
I will allow you to make a spell attack for. Would you make a spell attack for me?
Okay.
Intimidation. Make them fearful.
That'll be a 19.
19. Would you like to add any to your roll? You still have 9 tokens left, but there are 3 people following you.
Should we throw in one just to make it 21?
Toss
What's
it
the
in.
DC that we need to meet?
We don't.
I can't tell you that.
Toss it in. We're burning money.
Let's put one in.
I mean, we have 10, so...
Burn
We're
money.
going for 21.
Knock 2 off, yeah.
You are
down
to 8. You see the crowd. It is taken and put into evidence.
Nice.
And the jury mutters, and the old tree is like, "Oh well, although Samayan does look rather trustworthy.
I'm just saying,
She
he's the
had a
one
piece of
holding it.
paper.
He's holding it.
That piece of paper seemed very official."
Yeah.
Samaya responds and says, "He literally calls himself a god. We
I
hate the gods."
I am a god! Here's the point. There's going to be a point where Van Houten does start believing his own hype. Eventually it's going to... There's going to be a bad...
Well, the goal is to hit self-fulfilling prophecy level.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
If you just believe it hard enough,
fake it till you make it. That's the Van Houten way.
Who would like to go next? It looks like Philosopher has a hand raised.
So, Philosopher, the crowd silences for just a second as she slowly makes her way onto the court. She goes over to Van Houten and just holds out her hands.
I lay them gently into her old palms. And I might even lean in for a quick peck, just, show we're familiar.
Because they're birds.
Yeah.
It's nothing else.
She then will put your hands together and she'll pat them and then grab the staff.
Get absolutely smooth McGroove, my guy.
Is the Philosopher taking this?
She will raise it up like Moses style, and then she will slam it down and cast plant growth.
Ooh.
And the goal is to make a massive pine tree grow, as big as you will allow, GM.
I will allow something to happen. Is there? I will ask. Is there a specific check that you can use any check for this?
My goal is to. I'm trying to smooth over the ends. That's my goal. I want to win him over.
I will allow this. You are in the autumn area of the Feywild. It is still in between the winter and summer, but things are close to dying. It is harvest season. So you don't quite cause a massive pine tree to grow or anything, but all around you, the plants that are growing in the cracks in the stone and the vines on the wall begin to bloom and then bear fruit. Nice. Pumpkins and various other, gosh dang, I can't remember the name of them, but gourds. Cantaloupes and things. Gourds, that's the one. Cantaloupes aren't gourds. But other fall fruits of the land begin to sprout around you. And the entire crowd and the jury is they honestly don't even know it, but they are subconsciously eating things that have sprouted. I will allow...
Eat from me. Eat from my loin.
As the death god of food.
As the meal of the death meal god. This is what I offer.
I will give the next person who makes a check here advantage.
Okay. That sucks. They rolled an 18, but all right.
I will allow you to keep that as well. if
No,
you
it's
would
okay.
like.
No. I like the idea of being advantaged. I'm a very supportive.
Okay, you're a very supportive person. We would
Yeah,
like to support you in your efforts. Who would like to go next? Chef Pita or Kineros? You see, Samaya is literally like, I am a literal dryad. I literally do that.
You
I literally stand a tree.
I do like
But
the
you
idea
didn't.
I do like the idea that occasionally Van Houten either goes wrong or like, you literally are boring. Suck it, nerd. Like it's getting
just outright name calling at times.
Yeah, no, it's getting kind of bullyish.
Kineros or
so-
Chef Pita, who would like to
So
attempt next?
DM, I have the ability to, as technically a bonus action, make an insight check. Can I
Yes.
use that to read the jury to see who we still need to convince?
Absolutely.
Ooh,
So
that's
make
good.
an insight check. You can use your advantage on this, or if you would like to on the full roll, you can.
I'll wait till the full roll.
Clever,
Absolutely.
Ooh,
Very
give me 1 second. Let me double check. Is a dirty 20.
Well, for sure. You have the cat, who looks like just a regular, like,
It's not even
Tabby
like a
house
sentient cat.
Mhm.
no, it's a normal cat.
Mhm.
The cat is on your side for sure.
Mhm.
Let's go.
The Ent is leaning towards you.
Mhm.
The Horned Elf honestly doesn't look like they know where they are or what is happening.
Okay.
And then the Myconid seems firmly set in justice.
Okay. This
so-
is perfect. This is perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
I will stand up and I will say, I would like to call a witness to the stand, please.
Nice.
Yes.
A witness. Who would you like to call to the stand?
Snake the Snake, of course.
Absolutely.
Snake.
The crowd parts, and over at a tavern, they're like in the
With the red dot for the cloud.
Does he still
nose.
have the
Nice.
red paint on his face?
Yeah,
yes,
and
they are.
DM is Snake well respected in the Fae community?
But it's hard to know. They are currently Snake is currently drinking at Tiff and Taft's terrific tavern. Sadly, they look like they look like they have some problems. But they're like, what? They wipe the tears away with their tail and slither toward the stand. They're like, what do you need me for, Chief?
Nice.
Now, Snake, is it not true that you currently possess a contract and a letter from a certain Chestnut King asking for the retrieval of his stolen property?
Erupts when you mention the Chestnut King. These, at one point in time, and some potentially even now, are still, or at least were, his subjects. That name is basically taboo here, as the staff has been stolen. The crowd
Power move.
flips out. Immediately, Query starts pounding. You're not sure where he got a gavel or anywhere to hit it on, but he starts slamming. He's like, order! Order! I'm telling you right now, you need to quiet down.
I love that.
Don't make me go to a recess. And the crowd eventually quiets, and Snake says, he like looks around like, why did you put me here? This little tiny 6-inch snake. It's like, yes. Because I cannot lie. Yes.
No further questions.
Why can't he lie?
Under oath.
I'm in the land of my lord. I would never.
I just thought it was like inherent to his weird
Snakes can't lie.
biology.
That's actually how snakes work.
Sharks can't swim
about to say,
backwards.
aren't
Snakes can't lie.
most famous for lying? Isn't that
No,
the-
you
I
see,
mean,
that's
it
why.
was kind of like a
Literally,
whole-
Literally.
That's what happened. Is they were like,
origin story. of
Eve
the
was
world
like,
for it.
snakes don't lie, and
One
that's
did.
how they got him.
One
The
That's
world
so
was never
good.
the same.
This is all propaganda against snakes.
Yeah, exactly. Snakes lost their legs for nothing.
That's true.
Um,
Wow, it's always good when the D&D night boils down to biblical. That's always good.
oh, you get
It's
used
always
to
Don't
good
you
to
worry.
It's always
That happens a lot.
Snake is on the stand looking at sweat. Snakes can't sweat, but he is.
Can he molt? Can he lose? Can he
Just
like
little
skin
bits of
or
skin. He says,
Skin just
can I ask you why you wanted to know?
Well, you see, Snake. Can you then confirm that this staff, the scepter of the Chestnut King you see before you, does not belong to this here dryad?
A whole second snake has appeared now as the skin has fully gotten off. It was really difficult because somehow it had to get under the wetsuit. So he's squirming around, which certainly isn't a vote of confidence. And he says,
He's always squirming around.
At one point in time, it was in the possession of the Chestnut King. I can confirm that. The crowd freaks out, slamming the gavel. Is there a check that you would like to make to this point?
I would like to do a persuasion check.
You can do it. You can make with advantage from Philosopher.
Okay.
As a reminder, you also have 8 tokens that you still can use.
There's only
Persuasion.
one more person to go after us. This right?
Mm-hmm. Chef Peter.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is
Chef
a 16 from me.
Okay.
We have 8 things left.
I say we use 4 and make it
Give
a
an
24.
additional +8.
Why not?
Yeah.
So that
And
brings
then
it
Grant
up
has
to, that
additional
brings
+8
up to
as
a
well.
24.
I'll need that.
Okay.
Yes, you will.
You present your points. The statement that this staff was definitely owned by the Chestnut King recently as well. Which, although it was a fact that people knew, the fact that it's presented in court makes it look so much better. And so,
oh my god.
Yeah, they're like,
Everything's
wait a second,
more dramatic in court.
what if stealing is wrong? They hadn't considered that as an option.
It's funny.
Whoa.
I was
So
talking
you
about
present,
eating babies a minute ago.
instead of slithering away, because you can see that some of the crowd kind of looks like they want to kill Snake, because some of them maybe weren't so fond of the Chestnut King, or they like Samaya. A little helicopter made of those whirly things that fall from trees here,
Nice.
and then a rope drops down. He climbs onto the rope and it helicopters away.
You're talking about the seeds that
Yeah, the little seeds. That's what they're crafted out of. Those
That's
pine needles.
Good.
Query. Objection.
Gasp! He says,
My
Go on.
friends, I understand that you have many mixed emotions about the snake that you just saw, but take heed. I have learned in my travels from my wisdom and that I am a great god in knowledge and power. But I have learned that snake is one of many other clones. And if you elect me, we'll go out snake hunting.
the crowd erupts. Just from
my
this,
Great,
God.
what a great leader.
Chef Peta, you will have advantage on however you attempt to seal the deal on this crowd. You think that you have Mike the Myconid in the bag now, that you have presented this as stealing from an original source that you stole from to return it to.
We have the
Mike
hack
looks
book.
good. The Horned Elf doesn't, honestly, they don't look like they've tracked a single thing that has been said this whole time.
All right. To get their attention, amidst the crowd going crazy, who knows what's happening. He just takes the firing pan off of his back. Is Snake around?
No, Snake has flown away
Okay,
in a little
I thought he did fly
plane
away.
helicopter.
And he just slams his frying pan, his massive iron skillet against the ground or whatever's in front of him. Is there a table that he can maybe break with it?
Absolutely.
Heck yeah. Did you hear that?
Boom.
I played a sound. Yeah, it's
No,
cool.
didn't
He
go
goes,
through.
Bung. Okay, that's fine. Bung. And it's super loud. And it echoes. Does the crowd hush?
Yeah, of course they do. You just slammed a metal frying pan. They're like, oh my god, they're on Chef Gordon Ramsay's cooking show.
And then he just says, yes, that was indeed me. And of course, the lasagna man, owl, bone, god of sorts. He walks
I
over
did
with the
live.
pot to the jury. He walks to the jury.
Mhm.
He's in front of them. And he goes, flavor is in everything. You have to understand that we're not talking about just one little instance. No. We're talking about every waking moment of every single living thing's life, live or dead. If you think we can handle good flavors, well, and he pulls out of this pocket in his thing
In
that
his
disappears.
only item of clothing, an apron.
Yes, he pulls out fika fish. For those of you who don't know, fika fish is horrendous. It's essentially rotten fish.
Yep.
It smells horrible. It fills any room. It's juicy. It's drippy. It is the worst possible
Isn't it the
grotesque.
stuff that's just like buried in a jar underground for like several months?
I believe so. And it's just horrendous. It's got like, you can see like guts. It's an entire fish.
Just a whole fish.
And there's multiple out of this like can thing, but it just pulls it out of it and it's just
pulling
dripping.
them out
The smell hits the jury.
immediately.
He says, this one here is capable of the worst possible experience in the history of the entire demi-plane. I urge you, just one taste. He holds it out in front of the horned elf.
The horned elf looks at it like, me?
Yes, you. You know you want to do it, you scoundrel. Just one taste,
Fine.
and you'll be in the wildest ride of your entire life.
As a member of this jury and an absolute foodie, I know I have to comply. They pull out just a tiny fork, and they
Bring your own fork. I like it.
they like peel away this fish. Yeah, that's right. I came with that prepared. They take a tiny bite,
Yeah,
chew it for a little bit.
it's that bad. Mm-hmm. Get it down.
I don't know if you could hear that, but that was the attempt.
I did not consent to that sound. I did not.
We're not okay.
Where are you going with this, Grant?
And he addresses the crowd now after the horned elf is visibly, probably retching
Yes,
and whatnot.
absolutely.
He says, if you have any desire to feel anything in your entire life, then all you have to do is subscribe to this man and describe for what he stands for.
And our Patreon at www.thepaperdungeon.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/dumpstat podcast.
That's the one. Nice plug.
If you support this man, then you will have a direct street to the most intense experiences of your entire life. Don't give up this chance. Vote for Mr. Hooters. What is your name?
Was there a check that you would like
Thank
to
you.
make with this, Grant?
Yeah. I mean, whatever you think would work. I
Roll a
would love
D20.
if it
I will
was.
allow because this used your cooking.
Yeah,
you can
I was thinking
roll
even
a-
nature, knowing the most grotesque thing in the world. But
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of a stretch. Yeah.
roll whatever stat you would like, and then add your proficiency.
Really? So I can just do nature.
Yeah, if you would like nature for sure.
Oh yeah, let's do nature. And then add my proficiency on top of the nature thing.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well that's what's my proficiency?
Plus 3, I believe. At this time.
Okay. 19.
And you can add additional +8 with the remainder of your tokens.
Is that all of them? Do we need them for anything else?
Well,
boys?
that's the last check that you'll need for this thing. So you can use
Let's
all of them.
I just want to use two of them. Get it to 21.
As you stride back to your panel, the horned elf momentarily opens her eyes fully for the first time and says, "It was disgusting, but I feel more alive than I ever have before, perhaps as though I am fully awake for the first time in my life." The jury gathers around to deliberate. It's one of the weirdest things you've ever seen because most of them are just sitting on the tree ant. The cat is just like on its back purring. The mushroom doesn't appear to be moving, although it does sometimes rotate slightly. And then the elf is like, "Fascinating. Of course. My eyes have been opened." And then the big tree was like, "I mean, he looks like a nice young man." Bones and all. And he looked like he made a fantastic lasagna. They deliberate, they come and they get together and they go, the Myconid will approach, will turn to face the judge, Judge Query, and he says, and the judge goes, "Ah, yes, you've come to a final decision." The mushroom goes, you can't hear the noise because he's not making any. And the judge says, "Interesting, I never would have expected that." "Very well. The jury has come to a decision, and I agree with it. I rule in favor of the Hooters." Slams his gavel down. The staff is fully in your possession.
I break the staff on my knee.
You gain, and as you go to break the staff, it begins to glow golden hot, and it matches the same golden and heat that is coming from all of your bags, the chestnuts that you were given at the very beginning of this game. If you don't know, chestnuts, after they are plucked, they will begin to grow and actually break free of their shell. The seed has fully broken out and rolls to the center. The halves of the chestnut shell begin to also roll, and they form into roughly a maybe foot-tall man clad in chestnut armor and wearing a little crown of chestnuts.
Yeah.
The crowd is quiet, and you hear, "Oh my." "Long ago, amidst the seasonal wars, my people sought solace and found it in your land. A pact," he is addressing the Dryad. "A pact was formed that no harm would come to us as long as the staff remained in my hand, but every 100 years it must be returned. In that time, we fell in love and married. But the pact remains. My love, my lady, my queen. If it would please you still, I bequeath unto you. Renew our pact, that I not lose not only my power, but my people and my love." Immediately the Dryad's face changes. And the Dryad says, in a much calmer and mellower tone, "My dear, I have already given you my heart. A paltry staff is nothing but driftwood compared to my love for you." She walks over and lowers her hands down, picks up this little 1 foot tall man, and they kind of rest foreheads. And immediately a golden mist spreads over the land as the pact that kept safe the lands of the Chestnut King is renewed.
Wow.
The king turns to you all and says, "My champions, I ask you please forgive me for this farce, for I needed you to sneak in, knowing quite well that you did not know what would await you here. Perhaps you have faced trauma, but please take this reward." In front of each of you, there is a pouch with 1,000 gold pieces that spawns into existence.
Let's go.
As well as a strange glowing symbol, a symbol of a chestnut breaking open and the sun rising behind it. And it appears in the air, and then it goes into your body and fades. You're not sure why, but you feel as though perhaps more than just your soul has been touched by this image. You are awarded the blessing of the Chestnut King. At any point in time, when you are in a game DM'd by me, you can redeem the blessing of the Chestnut King to automatically succeed on an attack, check, or saving throw.
Oh.
I'm writing this down for Between the Rows, man.
I'm writing this down for campaign 2.
Bro, you better write that down somewhere.
You're basically going to see Van Houten still kind of casually trying to hang on to the staff, too. Just kind of like...
the staff has fully faded into gold and joined the mist in the air. The staff is gone.
Oh,
this is bullshit!
Philosopher just pulls Van Houten close to her side.
Oh.
I was supposed to be a god.
I get the paperback and I bring it over to Van Houten. I think this is for you.
Thanks. You know what? I'm gonna try my hand at the sword again, just so I can, die again.
That is as you are awarded your boons for succeeding in obtaining the Staff of Autumn for the Chestnut King. The party resumes. You drink well into the night. You probably die a couple more times. Multiple Archfey are here wandering around, doing all sorts of things. You encounter all sorts of incredible things. And eventually, because time doesn't really pass in the Fae, or perhaps it passes too much, you will return. But that is a story for another time. That is all that I have planned for tonight.
Very nice.
I hope that everyone had fun.
Oh, it was a blast. Claps in chat.
We obviously have a couple of things that we need to go over.
Wow.
First off, Brill, thank you so much for stopping by.
Dude. You were so much fun.
You have been an incredible player.
Fantastic.
Just honestly incredible talking with you and having fun. Thanks for being our first guest. That is a huge milestone for us, even if it isn't that impressive for you.
I mean, no, it is. It's wonderful. I had an excellent time. I consider all of you complete blessings to my life, and I appreciate you guys having me here, and it's been a very kind couple of hours. I would like to extend the possibility of me doing a one-shot with you guys or bringing you guys on for other campaigns in the future. I want to work together, kids. I think
if you're looking for a dark horror player who's down with violence and terror, I'm just kind of right up my alley.
That is up Aaron's alley.
Is there any other things that you would like to plug? I know that you plugged them to start, but no sense not plugging them twice.
Genuinely, if you would like to support me at all, patreon.com/DumpStat podcast. That keeps the lights on for us. We're getting merch kind of up and running. That will be kind of here shortly. And we are not going to be playing this July 2nd, but July 4th. The 4th of July, Independence Day, is the next session for the Dark Dominion. If you haven't caught up on that, go over to Spotify, anywhere you get good podcasts, 5% chance on Twitch. Listen to those 2 episodes, and as some of your favorite TikTok creators, I promise it's a good time.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Perfect.
We have our own plugs that we need to do. Mainly is just a quick couple ones. Lydia, do you want to go over our things? You know the stuff.
Yeah, make sure to check us out on social media. We got TikTok, we got Instagram, we got Twitter, and just be sure to go see us there. TikTok, we got a lot of funny clips, so that's where we collect a lot of you. So
I'm so excited to see TikToks of this game.
I'm so excited to make them.
That'd be great.
You're gonna have
Also
content for months.
Join the Discord if you're new here. We see,
Yes,
I think
please.
we see some new faces. It's bumping. People love it there.
Pumping.
We love it there. We're there.
We have
Good time.
some League of Legends players that have been streaming their League of Legends on Twitch. It hasn't been going well. A lot of Elden Ring players. I've been streaming Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, a PS2 game.
That's a great game.
I play it on our Discord sometimes.
The evil
and he's
emu.
like, oh, Shazza.
Right, and then you have the boomerangs,
and it's incredibly offensive towards Australians.
Bro,
it's a fantastic game. It's a blast. We also have a store that our merch store. Also, Lydia has a store.
I do.
And our
plug that
website.
earlier.
Our website was recently revamped by Lydia and Maz, I think. And and so it looks great. Go check it out. Just
if you would like to either buy stuff like a hat that has our logo on it or anything like that, that's where you can find that. If you want to commission Lydia for art, Lydia is going to be moving down to where me and Grant are, and she'll need to pay rent. So commissions are 10 out of 10.
Currently closed, but they'll be opening soon.
Eventually, yes. So keep an eye out for that. It's really awesome. Other than that, if you would like to support us, we have a lot of ways to do that. We have a Streamlabs donation set up. We have a Ko-Fi. We have a Patreon. We got a bunch of ways. Also, easiest thing you can do is talk to your friends. Be like, hey, these really dumb people play Dungeons and Dragons. They just got on a way less dumb, really cool friend to play with them, and he got baked into a lasagna. It's
Literally
really
could have
cool.
never guessed.
That was a
did we
turn
get-
I didn't see coming.
That was
I'm known for subversion. I don't know.
And then one last thing is a bit of an update on our schedule on what the next couple weeks are going to
Yes.
look like. We are almost back to main campaign. Next Monday, we will be doing a filing cabinet episode. Monday after that is going to be pre-recorded, paired up duo
shots.
one-shots that will be released to kind of recap some of the year stuff that our main
Mhm.
campaign was doing. And then our main campaign will be back on the 18th.
There will also be,
Big.
not this week, which we will have table scraps. We'll be talking about this episode and talking about how cool it was to hang out with Brill. But the week after that, on that Thursday, so 2 Thursdays from now, will be a character one shot for a new character that is entering. It's mine.
Yeah.
Woo! So be there for that. It's going to be super fun. I think I'm out of plugs.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
I
we've
would
gone
like
on
to
long
say-
enough.
And I'm
That,
only a minute past time.
Yeah, fantastic. I want to say that the filing cabinet, for those of you who don't know, that's coming up this upcoming Monday, right? It's like our more formal talk show where we'll talk about the first campaign and whatever else, I believe. So that's going to be a great time. If you don't know
Also,
what that is, we'd love to see
Probably
you
be
there.
getting some behind the scenes Camp Cryptid stuff too, right?
Ooh, yeah, perhaps. I'd love that.
Yeah, feel free.
yeah, I
feel
mean,
free
can we
to
get-
at the Paper Dungeon with any questions you have.
Yes,
related
please
to
do.
those
Yeah,
two
You can also
topics.
please
send them
ask
in
us
our
questions.
Discord.
Yep.
This was
Also good
Also,
news.
can we get one last oh my, like the Chestnut King?
No, please no.
Yeah, yep, get ready.
Thank you. It has been a blast,
love
everyone.
it
I have
so
only
much. It
one
makes me
thing
so
left to say to
uncomfortable.
you, and it is good luck and Godspeed, everyone. We will see you next week,
Bye,
Dungeoneers.
friends.
Thank you
Thanks again,
all for
bro.
coming out.
All for coming out.
Say goodbye to Brill. We'll hopefully see you again.